Hi!
We're here! Graham, we're back.
I know.
We've come back.
The most surprising Royal Rumble return of 2019.
That's us.
It's Sidewalk Slam.
Yeah.
Back again to talk your ears off. It's the Royal Ramble.
Rumble Royal. Ramble Royal with cheese. Good reference, Adam. Thanks.
We're glad to be back.
Yeah, it's
We're glad
been a
to talk
while.
about wrestling. It's been a while.
It has been a while. What was our last episode?
I don't remember.
Don't remember. It's all blurry.
Hell in a Cell? Did we do Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Because we talked about Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They're not involved tonight.
They're not anywhere.
No. Where are they?
I don't know.
All right. One of them got injured.
Yep.
Here's the thing. We have not been keeping up on the product week to week. It's been, fall is a very difficult time.
Yeah.
So we watched
Stuff.
the sort of the tentpole events. We watched Evolution.
Yep.
And we watched the other pay-per-view that we didn't cover. And I actually didn't watch the other pay-per-view that we were never going to cover. And
I started it and I quit. I was like, this stinks.
I heard it was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, but we're here
Yeah.
for this one, the Royal Rumble, because this is where we started. This is where Sidewalk Slam began.
This is
the
it.
Royal Rumble.
It's like a rebirth. The
Yeah.
Phoenix has risen from the ashes.
Does that mean we're going to do every single pay-per-view this year in 2019? I mean, I can't promise that.
We hope so.
We hope so. We scheduled this. We're recording this. The Royal Rumble happened less than 24 hours ago. We scheduled the recording better.
We're doing
So
this
we're
before
back.
Raw.
Yeah, which is sometimes of medium value. 'Cause sometimes in the
something
past, we did this once before, and we're like, I wonder what will happen, and then a totally different thing happened, and we're like, Plus, this year of 2019, there are fewer pay-per-views.
Yes.
So it's much more feasible.
Yes.
So
Man,
they're almost all dual
remember
branded
the darkest days of consuming wrestling products when there was 2 pay-per-views a month?
So much. I mean, to be fair, there was
bad.
also a takeover from this that I did not watch because I didn't have time to.
Oh, it was good.
I heard it was
watched
good.
it. It was
I
very
did.
good.
You know what I did watch?
What?
I watched NXT Takeover UK.
I have not watched it.
It was really good wrestling. I didn't know anything about any of the storylines going in because is NXT UK its own show?
Yes.
Okay.
They have a week there. I don't know if they have one yet, but they're going to have a week.
Haven't been watching it.
Yeah.
So it was mostly just like it was mostly just the announcers, like Nigel McGuinness, getting very excited over totally normal looking guys with really boring names.
Yeah.
People would be like, oh my God, it's Ethan. And it's like a guy that looks like he just came in from down the pub. Like all the UK wrestlers are just like people who got into bar fights and then they did it so well that they became wrestlers.
Yeah.
You know.
And at the end of the show, Walter showed up.
That's the thing. They literally did that. At the end of the show, they were like, it's Walter. And I'm like,
That's a big deal,
I
though.
can't get that excited about someone named Walter.
Yeah.
I've
Watched some
who
of
he was.
Walter's stuff from Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
I mean, he looked imposing, and he had a
very
real
imposing.
big boot,
Yep.
and he kicked a man in the head,
Yep.
and then stared at Pete Dunne and left.
Yep.
So
Sounds like Walter. That's our
that
Walter.
was cool. But yeah, the matches were fun, and Finn Balor made a special appearance.
Yep.
So that was cool.
He did it when they had like their takeover specials too.
Yeah.
Remember when Finn Balor fought? Was it Aleister Black?
Nope. I believe you. I don't remember. Is what I'm saying.
But they called him. He was using his other name. There was another name that.
Oh,
Aleister
Prince
Black.
Devitt.
No.
No, Aleister Black's.
Aleister
other
Black's
name.
other name. I can't remember what his other name was.
No idea. Anyway, none of that actually is relevant. Well, some of those people might be showing up tonight.
Yeah.
Who knows? Possible spoilers. For
It's Terry.
the Royal Rumble 2019, 2 Royal Rumble matches. The second year, the women get their own Rumble.
Yeah.
In fact, there was sort of another, like, there was a battle royale. There was like a tournament thing at Access called Worlds Collide with NXT and NXT UK and 205 Live competitors. So that was kind of fun. That I haven't watched it. I just hear it was fun. And now we're here at Royal Rumble that went profoundly overtime.
Yeah.
We were like, after the Women's Rumble ended, we were like, they have less than an hour to fit in the 2 title matches and the Men's Rumble. Mm-hmm. That ain't happening.
Nuh-uh.
And yeah, it was super fun overall. So let's just get into it, shall we?
For sure, let's do this.
All right. January 27th, 2019, live from Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona, to an attendance of 48,193, which is an oddly specific number. And brought to you by Golden Crisp cereal.
Man, I didn't think Golden Crisp was still a thing.
I didn't think so either. I thought it was Sugar Crisp.
Golden Crisp was, I knew Golden Crisp was a thing.
I thought it was called Golden Crisp in the UK or something.
In the States, they had Sugar Crisp and Super Golden Crisp.
Super Golden Crisp.
Super Golden Crisp.
Thanks, Beach. All right. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, sponsored by Golden Crisp, it's the Royal Rumble 2019. Something I noticed right off the bat.
Yep.
There's the staging for this is very different from usual. There's no Titantron.
Yeah.
There's barely any actual sort of set on the entrance ramp, and the ramp approaches the ring at a 45-degree angle and then turns right at the last second.
Yeah.
Very unusual. Very New Japan, honestly. Yeah. Looked kind of cool.
I liked it.
I thought it was neat.
Well, people were saying that it was because of the dugout, like the way that the actual field was laid out.
Yeah, because it's a baseball stadium.
But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah,
it was very stripped down.
Like
I like it when WWE does like the stripped down stuff.
Yeah.
Do you remember a couple of years ago after the brand split happened, and then Raw was like this darker kind of NXT style,
so
and it was
cool.
Very stripped down.
It was really
cool.
cool.
And then they got rid of that pretty quick. But when they called Finn Balor a wrestler,
yeah. So the lack of Titantron and set means that a lot of people's entrances tonight have massive augmented reality graphics, like 3D motion tracked stuff that the people in the arena obviously aren't seeing. But by and large, they look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I actually think that Brock Lesnar's one, this is from way later in the show, but he had a big floating weird 3D logo that's like a 3D interpretation of the weird like demon face he has as an enormous back tattoo. And his back tattoo looks fine. I'm not gonna besmirch his tattoo, certainly not to his face.
You're not besmirching shit.
Yeah, but I'm just like, all right, sure, your tattoo looks like your tattoo. I don't think it translates well as a 3D thing. Yeah. I think it looked really dumb.
I just had like a very, very crystal clear image of Brock Lesnar watching this on YouTube and then hitting the X on the window and then pulling out this big tome and writing Graham Stark into it.
It's like in Death Note, it's sort of like magical.
Yeah.
For Brock Lesnar, it's just a list that he'll get to.
He'll get to. Oh, yes, he will.
I'm on the list now. Oh, well. Anyway, first match. Yeah. The SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky Lynch challenging Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title.
Yeah. Boy.
I was excited. I was like, wow, this is a big one to start on.
We could fill an hour for what's happened with Becky Lynch.
Yeah, that's the thing. We haven't been watching a lot of the week-to-week product, but what I have been aware of is Becky Lynch absolutely killing it and being like the best part of WWE programming.
Hands down.
Consistently
Not
for
remotely
a while.
Close.
Yeah.
Man, she had a match with Charlotte at whatever
TLC. That was the other
TLC.
one. TLC was great.
Yeah.
Watch TLC.
TLC was the last pay-per-view of the year, right?
Yeah.
So Charlotte and Becky had this match, or Charlotte, Becky, and Asuka had this match at TLC, and they had the first ever. Was it the first ever women's
TLC match?
TLC match.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then like Ronda Rousey came out because when they were doing the build-up to Survivor Series is when this whole kind of like Becky Lynch she calls herself the man.
Right.
And that's like her big thing. And then like since the heel, because we talked about the heel turn, right? Yes.
Yeah, they tried to do a heel turn and people were like, what are you doing? And then they didn't backpedal it, but they sort of like crafted it kind of sideways into that she's not actually a heel, she's just
really mad.
She's just mad about it, which is great, honestly.
And
that was like a Charlotte, like her calling herself the man, that was in response to like Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Because Ric Flair's whole thing was to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yeah.
Him being the man. He's like, you can't call yourself the man until you beat me. And so Becky, to make fun of Charlotte, Ric Flair's daughter, was like, well, guess what, Charlotte? I'm the man.
Yeah.
And so she's Becky Lynch, the man. And it's like, yeah, there's some weirdness there, but she's been using it well. It's been really, really good.
First tangent of the show. I'm ready to go. You ready?
Yep.
I'm going to make this brief.
Okay.
I am totally on board with more characters being shades of gray.
Oh, yeah.
I think that people get hung up on like, there needs to be a good guy and there needs to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Charlotte and Becky can face each other and you can like who you want to like and they can both have good things and bad things about them.
Yep.
because they're all humans. And I'm embracing this new kind of like what it seems to be the WWE is doing.
Yeah.
With Becky and now Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
This more like
who's the heel in this match between Becky and Asuka?
neither?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Like, Asuka's not been doing anything evil, but the crowd is hugely behind Becky. But they also really like Asuka, and Asuka's doing impressive stuff. Like, there's no good guy and bad guy in this match.
Nope.
Right? It's
and I'm ready to embrace this new world order.
The Empress of Tomorrow versus the Man.
Yeah.
And
it was great.
It's been really good. Did you see there was I'm sorry, there's another brief tangent. There was a backstage segment on SmackDown where they have been doing some really interesting backstage sequences that I've been enjoying. Some subtle changes to production over the last while. It's made the backstage feel more alive, feel more like these are all people who are around as part of this show rather than just like in-ring segment, backstage interview, in-ring segment, backstage interview. So there was a bit with the New Day hanging out with Heavy Machinery.
Yeah.
From NXT.
The stakes and weights guys.
Yeah, who are up on the main roster now, and they were making some horrible, awful smoothie concoction. They were pouring like protein powder and raw eggs, and they grabbed some of the New Day's pancakes and threw it all in a blender, and the New Day was looking disgusted and horrified, and then one of the guys started drinking it and was like, "Whoa, that's not strong." You know, like you could barely understand what he was saying.
Yeah.
And then they all stop, and the camera pans over. This is all one shot too. The camera pans over, and Becky's there.
Yeah. I didn't see this.
And he offers it to the New Day, and they're like, "Oh," and he offers it to Becky, and she's like, "Yeah, all right." Takes it, drinks some, and she's like, "It's a bit weak." Hands it back, and then walks off, and the camera follows her over to the gorilla position, and then it cuts to her entering the arena for the bit that she was doing.
That's cool. Yeah.
So it's just sort of like this transition through the background. They did a 3+ minute one take on Raw, like an uncut oneer. Of Braun,
like pre-recorded or?
Well, yeah, but of Braun Strowman chasing Baron Corbin around backstage, throws one of the Singh brothers across a table. The Elias is there doing like singing, like following Braun Strowman around backstage, attacks and rips apart part of a limousine. This whole thing in this like 3+ minute uncut take. It was really impressive. I've been enjoying it, which is good because their sort of big change for 2019 was that all the McMahons are back.
Yeah.
They're all, Vince is there, Stephanie's there, Shane's there, they're all in charge again.
Vince did do some great things with Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles.
Well, that's the thing is we were like, oh God, really, the authority, that's really what we wanted. But it's not like that.
Yeah.
They're just sort of...
They're just there.
It seems like it's much more sort of what I've been saying since we started doing this show, which is they're just trying to make the show happen and the wrestlers are preventing this from occurring.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
The TLDR is that Becky Lynch has been amazing.
Yes.
And she was champion.
Yep.
And I can't remember who she beat for it, but anyway.
She beat Charlotte for it. She
Right.
beat Charlotte, in
Charlotte.
a singles match at Hell in a Cell.
And then lost to Asuka at TLC.
Her and Charlotte and Asuka were in a triple threat.
Yeah, so
Asuka won
the triple threat.
because Ronda Rousey came down.
Right.
Because, like I was saying, the build-up to Survivor Series was Becky Lynch. They attacked the women's roster, and Becky Lynch attacked Ronda Rousey during like the big invasion when they do at Survivor Series.
Yeah, and got her nose broken by
Got
Nia.
her nose busted open by Nia Jax.
There's an amazing animated GIF that I've seen passed around of Becky with just blood all over her nose, just being like, all right, come on, what's up?
I think that was like one of the moments where I was like, wow, we have something special on our hands. Like seeing that and just like the emotions that it like brings. I'm like, man, what a superstar Becky Lynch is. And I think that finally the company's starting to realize that. And leading up to this, Becky was basically just pointing out that like Asuka was super scary at one point. She was all undefeated and like, oh yeah, you're cool, you're tough, but I mean, then you lost and you lost your mystique kind of thing. Like you're not that scary. Like you're beatable, you know? So.
But will Asuka be beatable tonight?
Don't know. We'll find out in about 30 seconds.
It was a longer match than that.
Yeah. No, but I mean 30.
Yeah.
With us
I'll
talking
tell you
about it. Yeah.
I mean, I can skip to the end.
Yeah. I mean, like it was really fun. I loved how both women, they always try to go for their submission holds. For some reason, submission holds bring more tension to the table than just a finisher.
This was actually the second longest non-Rumble match of the night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this was a little over 17 minutes. This was a really good match.
It was great.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I guess, it's been so long since we've done an episode of this, I'd never really sort of prefaced at the beginning, like what Sidewalk Slam is, which is a show where we're talking about storytelling and narrative and stuff like that. So we don't sort of go deep on like a play-by-play of the matches, which is good because this is 17 minutes long.
Yeah.
But we might talk about some.
I just like
some particular
characters more.
highlights.
Like if there's good character building in the match, then yeah, I'll bring it up.
Which
but for the
there
most
is.
part,
I like that. Oh, sorry, you were saying.
for the most part, I mean, we'll just be like, yeah, it was fun. It was a good match.
I like.
They wrestled.
Speaking of storytelling in the match, I like there was a point where they both tried one another's
Yeah.
submission finishers.
Love that
Specifically, Asuka tried Becky's disarm her, and then Becky tried the Asuka lock.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And yeah.
Oh,
this
they
was
did
just-
the big highlight of the match is when they were on the apron, and then Asuka did like that fisherman suplex twisting thing off the apron onto the outside, and looked like Becky just got murdered.
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy spot. That's dangerous. That's dangerous as shit. I wouldn't do that.
No.
No, not in a million years. Like, could you do it? No, I'd probably hurt myself really badly.
They did the. Right, it was to the floor, too.
Yeah, it was to the floor.
From the apron to the floor, to be clear. Not to the apron. It was down to the floor. Becky also hit a super Beck-sploder,
Yeah.
which is the exploder suplex, in this case. Super meaning from one of the ropes, the second rope in this case, I believe, yes. And then God, this was really back and forth, and it felt at points like it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And it certainly looked like Becky really, really had it.
Yeah. I thought Becky was winning this match.
Yeah, because it just felt she had this locomotive of support behind her, and just she's running so hot and had been doing such good stuff that it was like, well, obviously this is Becky winning this match. It just everything felt right for Becky to win this match, and then she didn't.
Yeah, she tapped out too.
Tapped out to
Like a super Asuka lock. Like she had the Asuka lock, and then she like Daniel Bryan used to do this submission hold when he was in Ring of Honor called cattle mutilation, and it looked a lot like this.
That's what this was.
Yeah, it was basically that. So then she like flipped it over and did a bridge, and then made Becky tap out. And then the second she tapped out, I was like, oh well, Becky's winning the Rumble.
I didn't even put that together.
Uh-huh.
I was just sort of baffled. I was like, what? But it didn't.
Man, Becky's so good at selling disappointed too. Like her
Yeah.
character, like she's like, wow, she
Yeah.
does not want to lose.
But the thing is, I guess why it didn't, why I didn't immediately go like, oh, well, she'll be in the Rumble, is because it didn't feel like an unearned loss, right? Like it.
Oh yeah.
It didn't feel like they were just. This was a 17-minute match, and it felt really strong back and forth the whole way.
Yeah.
And so it didn't feel to me like it was. I was like, okay, well, they'll be rematching later because this, like, to me, this did not make Becky look bad in any way.
Yeah.
It made sense. It made sense. To me, it would have made sense if she'd won there, but I wasn't like, well, that was a waste, right?
Yeah.
So I thought it was a really sweet
Well,
match.
I mean, like from the perspectives of their characters and with the way both characters were going, it made sense. Becky's not this like she's got all this momentum and she's a badass, but she's not invincible.
Yeah.
And then like Asuka's like this like people have kind of underrated her a little bit, I guess, since she lost. And it's like, oh, it's just Asuka. Like she's not gonna beat Becky, right? Becky has got all this momentum going. And I think it helps build both of them, I mean, character-wise. Like it makes Asuka more of a credible threat, whatever. And then it gives Becky like, oh, she can lose sometimes. Like our hero can lose sometimes. Like the champion of the people. They need to lose a lot of the times. That's how we care. So I thought it was great. Yeah, I thought it made perfect sense. And then I was like, oh yeah, she'll just enter the Rumble.
And what an opener.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second match.
Yep.
The SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Miz and Shane McMahon challenging The Bar.
Yep.
Sheamus and Cesaro for The Bar's
Boy, how did we
championships.
get to Miz and Shane McMahon being a tag team?
The Miz and Shane McMahon.
Career heel, The Miz.
Yeah.
No longer really a heel.
He's always been a heel that people liked.
Yeah.
Not always, but
Not always.
certainly for the past couple of years. I think if I had to sort of give a TLDR of that, is that The Miz figured it would be best for him to team up with someone in power, Shane McMahon, and basically went to Shane and was like, hey, we could win a championship. You know what would be great, Shane? We could team up. And Shane was like, me, with you? Absolutely effing-lutely not. And Miz was like, but we'd probably be great together.
Yeah.
and somehow, eventually just like repeating that over and over again, Shane was like, all right, F it, fine, we'll try it.
Yeah.
We'll try it once, fine, once. And then they did, and they were successful in that match.
Well,
and
no,
then
because
Shane
at
was
first
like,
they were fighting enhancement talent. They lost a couple times.
Right.
It was a great little build-up. They'd like fight, like they'd find like two local dudes, like Terry Fox. Terry Fox.
bad example.
And Rick Hansen.
Local enhancement talent, Terry and Rick.
And then they'd fight them, and then they lost like a couple weeks in a row.
Yeah.
They were building up to this because they were trying to build chemistry as a tag
Yeah.
team. Because the thing I never got is like two random people should never be as good as an actual tag team.
Yeah, exactly.
In canon.
Yeah.
It's like if you get 5 supervillains and then the X-Men, the X-Men should win.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they're used to working as a
Because they're
team.
a team.
Yeah. But WWE doesn't know how to handle their tag team division.
But this was all predicated too because Shane won a tournament. Okay, so at Crown Jewel,
Yeah.
they had a tournament
Yes.
to crown the best wrestler in the world.
Yep.
And the finals were The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. And they kind of, I can't remember who got attacked. Miz got beat up, or they both started fighting before the match started. And then somehow Shane McMahon got put in. Shane McMahon put himself in
Right.
over Miz because Miz was injured or
Right.
hurt. And so Shane McMahon beat Dolph Ziggler to become the best wrestler in the world.
I heard about this. I didn't watch it.
I didn't
obviously.
watch it.
And everyone was like,
It was weird.
Shane McMahon, the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
What?
And that's
I
what
saw a picture of him holding like an enormous cup.
and that was the catalyst to the Miz being like, we should be a team together. Like,
Yeah. He's like, how can you call yourself the best wrestler in the world when you've never won the tag team titles? Or something like that. I mean, Shane might have won the tag team titles. I don't know.
I'm sure he's a multi-tag team champion.
Probably.
Must be at some point. But anyway, and then the Bar, they're just the Bar. They won the titles off somebody, I can't remember, the Bludgeon Brothers, I think. Because the Bludgeon Brothers, no, they won it off the New Day. Because the New Day beat the Bludgeon Brothers because one of the Bludgeon Brothers got injured. And that's what happened there.
Yeah, they just challenged them to the titles, and the Bar were like, okay.
Sure. You're not a real team.
Yeah.
You're not a real team. So then, yeah. And then they did the thing where I thought Miz was going to turn on Shane. Spoiler
Miz,
alert.
by the way, wearing a jersey that says Mac and Miz.
Yeah, Mac and
No,
Miz.
sorry, the Miz and the Mac.
Yeah.
Which it should have been Mac and Miz,
Mac
because it
and
sounds
Miz.
like Mac and me,
Yeah.
and that's not a reference that you need to make, so don't listen to my ideas.
I think it's a reference you should make. I think it's pretty funny.
I watched Mac and Me recently,
And?
because it was on the new season of Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
What a bad movie.
Yep.
It's not a good movie.
not good.
No.
B just shaking his head too.
Yeah.
We have a third person in the room. I guess we should, now that he's talked a couple times.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a tech person
Yeah.
gauging our
Really, he
sound
just
levels.
listens to make sure that we don't have to do this all a second time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's,
I should have said that we don't have to do this all a fourth time, because you would never have known.
you know,
Imagine how many recordings we've lost. No, this is the
oh
first time.
God,
we're
that's a
recording.
nightmare scenario. If we lose one of these shows 4 times, I quit.
Yeah, no
We're
kidding.
never doing this show
Yeah,
ever
me too.
again.
Absolutely.
Like if I have
Just
to do the
gonna-
same show 4 times.
Gonna start throwing up, and there's no logical stopping point.
This match was great. I wouldn't say great. It was fine.
Yeah.
They did the thing where Miz got double teamed and like put through one of the tables or put outside, and then Shane had to fight on his own.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be the thing where like Shane gets pinned, and then Miz later on is like, "Well, you're no good, are
Yeah.
you? Best in the world, my ass." And then they go on from there. No. Miz and Shane win this match after Shane does a fucking shooting star press.
Shane McMahon.
And
at
a
age-
good one,
At
too.
age 49, hits a very good shooting star press from the top turnbuckle. And
Wild.
yeah,
And they win. Miz, and then there was a really cute moment after the match. Miz went, and his dad was
Yeah, right,
Miz's
Miz's dad.
was ringside, and they went and celebrated with him. It was really cute. I was like, "Oh, Miz, you big softy." I'm all in, man. I want to see 2019. Man, remember when we made those predictions? And I was like, Bobby Roode is winning a WWE title. Not even close. Not even remotely close.
hey, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable defeated Razor and Scott Dawson in a tag team match on the pre-show tonight.
Okay.
I'll repeat that. Bobby Roode and half of American Alpha defeated half of the Authors of Pain and half of the Revival. Why? Don't tell me because I don't want to know, but why are Razor and Scott Dawson teaming up?
Because 3 halves make a whole.
That's what you're saying, right? Like tag teams work together.
Apparently, there's a rumor going around that the WWE is going to put more focus on tag teams because
so any focus.
Yeah, because All Elite Wrestling,
Yeah.
who is the wrestling promotion by Cody Rhodes and then the Young Bucks,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're the 3 that are
Yeah.
kind of head spearing it. Will have a tag division, and a lot of people were like, apparently, a lot of people that work at the WWE asked for their releases, and we're not giving them. I think
No.
they were just like, no, we don't. No. It was more like a no, you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll get you sorted out. But anyway, apparently the WWE is going to put more focus on tag teams because they have the fucking Revival, one of the best tag teams of the last 10 years.
They're so good. And
They're
just,
so
They're
good.
just wasting away.
I actually went back and watched a couple of Revival matches from NXT. I was
so
like, they're
good.
so good. The Revival versus, Big Cass and Enzo
Yeah.
was really great.
It was.
Even though
honestly.
yeah, and then the Revival versus DIY,
Yeah.
both the matches that they did.
Yeah. God, the Revival is so good. So yeah. Also, WWE apparently had security. They made someone turn around their All Elite Wrestling shirt. Someone who was seated at ringside.
Really?
It's
Weird.
It's not like they don't know that all Elite Wrestling is happening, right?
Yeah.
So.
That's the WWE though, like out of
Oh,
sight,
yeah.
out of mind. Oh, another quick aside. Enzo Amore showed up at Survivor Series,
Oh right.
and
that
they
was-
kicked him out. What a dumbass!
What
He
a-
bought a ticket, a ringside ticket.
What a complete idiot. He tried to get himself
Numpty.
over from the crowd. He was doing like he was trying to do like the you can't teach that and like the soft and everything like from like a couple rows back in the audience. What a colossal idiot.
Anyway, yeah. So Miz and Shane are your new SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
I feel okay about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not like, hey, but I feel
I'm interested
Okay.
to see where the story goes.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm interested with. Because you know the Miz is going to do something because he's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the Miz is going to do something. It's going to be hilarious.
He sort of has to. Yeah.
It'd be great if Shane did something.
Ooh, that would be interesting if Miz was the one to be betrayed.
Yeah.
I'm
excited.
Who will be the Genetti of Miz and the Mac?
I don't know. I hope it's the Miz.
That could be funny.
That would be funny.
Next match is the Raw Women's Championship.
Yep.
Sasha Banks challenging Rowdy Ronda Rousey for Ronda Rousey's.
Ronda Rudy.
She's the champ.
Yep.
Sasha is challenging her because Rousey wanted to fight Sasha.
Yep.
She was like, I want to fight you. And Sasha's like, oh,
Are you sure?
are you sure?
I haven't been handed anything. It was the usual like how they approach a Brock Lesnar
Yeah.
thing. It was like I haven't been handed anything and you've been handed everything. Mm-hmm. Wah.
Which is not inaccurate.
Not inaccurate, but comes off a little
Yeah.
like
This is a similar sort of situation to the other women's match where it's like neither of these people is really the heel.
no.
Like
Ronda gets some boos, but she
there's
gets
a,
more cheers.
there's a
than boos.
mixed reaction for Ronda, but not like when they call a Roman Reigns reaction a mixed reaction. This was an actual mixed reaction, and I would agree with you, more cheers than boos.
I also realized I miss Roman Reigns at this pay-per-view. It's weird not seeing him around.
I wouldn't say I missed him.
I missed him.
I was okay with it. He has a new movie coming out.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, there's a Fast and Furious spin-off.
I guess we should point out Roman Reigns. Is it leukemia?
Yes.
Yeah, has had leukemia.
Yeah.
And it what's the word when it comes back?
Relapse.
Relapse? Is it relapse? When it just like he has to go back into treatment for it.
Yeah, he
And
had-
like aggressive treatment.
So apparently he had leukemia
He's been wrestling with leukemia.
years ago. Like he had it in his like early 20s
Yeah.
and got treatment and got over it and was fine, and then it came back. And so he Did we not talk about this on an
No.
episode? I guess
we
not.
missed all this.
There was this amazing
The Dean Ambrose stuff we missed.
promo where he came out and he talked about it, and he was getting the normal Roman Reigns reaction, and people were booing him, and he's like, "Hey, look, this isn't this. I'm not talking to you as Roman Reigns right now. I'm talking to you as a guy named Joe."
Yeah.
And people were like, "Ah, whatever, jag off it, boo." And he's like, "No, seriously, I've been struggling with leukemia," and people were like, "But, oh." I have never seen a crowd turn so quickly to respecting this guy. Because the crowd in general was like, oh, they wouldn't actually do that as a storyline. This is real. Oh. Granted, there were a handful of people still being really shitty about it. There was a
Wrestling fans.
there was a "You deserve it" chant.
Jesus, really?
Very small, but audible. But most people were like, Roman, suck it, Roman, use it. Oh, this is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually, I watched...
he rescinded the championship, and he's off TV while he gets treatment, and I hope it goes well, obviously. I hope it goes well. Remember my sign, right? I got no problem with Roman. Don't like the storytelling.
Yeah. There's actually, I watched another aside, I watched the 24 on WrestleMania last year. Like, God, that was almost a year ago already. That's great. We were in Boston.
PAX East, yeah. I felt awful.
Yeah, we tried to watch it. We were very tired. But anyway, they did like the 24 on it, and there's this brilliant moment after Roman loses to Brock Lesnar. And Roman had he got those cuts. Yeah. He got those hard way cuts when Brock elbowed him. And there's this brilliant moment where Roman's sitting in the back and he's talking about this industry, to stay at the top, not to get to the top is easy, but to stay at the top takes everything out of you, straight to your bones and through your soul. Yeah, it was like this very intense. He's like, I got stitches, and I hope people that are watching this realize that I will do anything for this business. And it was like this beautiful moment. I almost cried. I was like, oh, Roman, especially considering what had happened with Roman.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I was like, man, I actually kind of miss the guy. He cared, you know? You can't say that Roman didn't care.
So they had this amazing, to sort of eventually loop it back, they had this amazing moment at the top of the ramp where Dean Ambrose, who had recently returned, came out with Seth Rollins, and they did the shield fist thing, and then they all had hugs, and it was all super, super emotional, and everyone was crying. And then later that night, on the same episode of Raw, Dean Ambrose turned heel and beat the piss out of Seth Rollins.
I thought it was awesome.
What a great night to do that. No one liked Dean after that.
Yeah. I thought it was a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I mean, using Roman, saying they actually quickly cut that storyline pretty quick. They had a really bad match at TLC.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say bad. I don't want to say it was bad. It wasn't bad. It was just the crowd was dead and the crowd was being dicks about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, we need to loop back because Ronda and Sasha. Wow, that was boy.
We have so much catching up to do.
We have a lot of catching up. This was bound to happen.
We missed you. We missed you, everybody.
I missed you, YouTube. And
so, sorry, Ben. The Raw Women's Championship match.
Yeah.
This was good.
It was great.
I really like this. This was really good.
Turns out Ronda Rousey is good at this.
Yeah.
Really good at this.
Turns out. Yeah. She was a little shaky to start with and was definitely, protected for her first couple matches and has picked it up very quickly. Yeah. And it helps that she's working with Sasha, who is a good worker and sells like death.
Yes. I'm always scared Sasha's actually hurt.
Yeah.
I'm like, jeez.
Every single time I'm like, oh, that one was real. Yeah. Oh, no, I guess not. There was a great moment in this match where they have these LED panels on the turnbuckles.
Yeah.
And they're outside the ring, and Rousey winds up to just drill Sasha in the head, and she ducks at the last minute, and Rousey punches the turnbuckle, and then the screen goes static and turns off.
Yeah.
It was like a half second late. But yeah, it was just funny. There's and she breaks it. And it works again later, so we like to think that they had some guy come out as a tech and pretend to make it work. But
yeah.
That was kind of funny. Anyway, so that I liked that. But yeah, this was some real back and forth. It was a lot of Sasha had Rousey scouted, right? The very first exchange in the match is that, and actually Corey, I think it was on commentary, theorized that this was intentional on Sasha's part, that she really obviously threw her arm at Rousey to entice her to go for the armbar so that she could counter it.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of Sasha avoiding being put in the armbar here, which was interesting. And the armbar ended up not being how the match was won. But it was in fact won with a move that I did not realize was called the Piper's Pit.
I don't think they've called it that on commentary before tonight.
Oh.
I think. I don't know. I might be wrong. But yeah. Piper's Pit.
It's a... What kind of move is it?
It's like she puts them on her shoulders, and then she does she spins them real fast.
So
it's like a kind of like a Death Valley driver, but not
sort of like
really.
an attitude adjustment?
Yeah, a really fast one.
Okay.
Not like, she doesn't throw them like that. She goes real quick.
All right.
Like that.
I'll take it.
It looks good.
So yeah, Rousey defends successfully against Sasha in a really good match. And after the match,
Ronda tries to shake Sasha's hand, and Sasha blows her off. It was great.
Yeah. She tries to be like, that was a good match that we had, and Sasha was basically like when someone's like, when the winner is like, hey, good game, and you're like, but it wasn't.
You say good game, but you mean
actually
bad
was
game.
bad game.
But actually was bad game. Yeah. It was actually BG.
Yeah, Banks does the four horsemen.
Oh yeah.
So that was kind of interesting.
I'm still hoping they set that up somehow with because the rumor at Survivor Series was that it was going to be the 4 horsewomen of the NXT, which was Sasha, Charlotte, Bayley, and Becky, against the other 4 horsewomen, which is Ronda, Shayna Baszler, and then the other 2 who I can't remember the names of. The 2 that have been helping out Shayna Baszler in all her matches.
Oh,
and it's going to be those 2.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I just realized we forgot to talk about the most important aspect of the entrance ramp setup.
Yep.
Which is that a fan of the show was sitting right at the entrance ramp wearing one of our t-shirts across from the hard camera. Yeah. And shout outs to you, friend.
Yeah, you made me all excited. I was like, one person, we got one.
I mean, we
got lots.
I popped hard. Yeah. I was like, oh, like we were watching it with my friends. I was like, that's our shirt. And they were like, what? Quick, rewind. I'm like, that's our t-shirt. It was super fun.
It's still surreal seeing it out in the wild.
Yeah, at the Rumble, it was pretty amazing. Also, the wrestling will continue until morale improves is no less true today than it was when that shirt was first introduced.
Yeah.
They show some stuff from the kickoff show, which may be relevant later. There was a fatal 4-way for the Cruiserweight Championship. Hideo Itami, Akira Tozawa, and Kalisto were unable to defeat Buddy Murphy, who retains the Cruiserweight Championship. And Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Rusev to retain the United States Championship.
Win, not retain.
Sorry, to win it. My bad. I thought he still had it. I forgot.
Rusev beat him on like a random SmackDown.
Because he had it for such a long time, I forgot that it was actually Rusev was the champion. Anyway, the point is that Lana was up on the ring apron trying to distract Nakamura, and then Rusev ran at Nakamura from behind. He stepped to the side. Rusev knocked into Lana, who sent flying off the apron, twisted her ankle. And then Nakamura was able to use that distraction to win the match. More on that later. Because now it is time for the Royal Rumble women's match.
Yep.
The rules, as ever, are the same, but they mention it every time. 2 superstars start in the ring. Every 90 seconds, a new one enters. To be eliminated, you must be thrown over the top rope and land with both feet touching the floor. That rule has never come up more often than tonight. Yeah. And the last woman standing wins a championship match at WrestleMania. And I think these days it's just whatever brand you're already on.
No, they can choose.
They can?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They make a point of saying whoever they choose. Because last year, they actually interviewed them after their matches, like after the Rumble matches.
Yeah, and
but this year they didn't.
They asked Asuka, they were like, who are you going to challenge for? And she didn't answer before Rousey came out.
Yeah.
Because the Women's Rumble went on last year, So, entrant number 1, Lacey Evans.
Yep.
Are you familiar with Lacey Evans?
No.
I was vaguely aware of her. I think she was definitely involved in the Mae Young Classic.
Okay.
Which was an all-women's tournament. They did as a series of network specials on the network. So she comes out and cuts a promo.
They were saying on commentary how she used to be like a SWAT team member or something.
I believe she's a former military.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I believe she did service. Yeah, and so she's basically dressed like the pin-up artwork on a nose cone of a World War II bomber.
Yeah.
Like she's...
They're saying something about power, like the left, women of the left, and she has like a big left-hand punch that she uses, like Big Show's kind of knockout punch.
Yeah, but she's got like sort of a like Miss America kind of like a Stars and Stripes, but sort of, like she'd be, like painted on the side of a fighter plane kind of thing. It's sort of how she's dressed. So she's here to clean up the entire women's division. Versus number 2, Natalya.
Yep.
Who's one of the vets of this match, and actually I think might have been, was Natalya in this match the longest?
I think so, yeah.
Might have been. Yeah. It was funny because Lacey Evans knew, right? And cuts this promo about how the women's division is terrible, and so we're all like, well, she's going to get thrown out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And didn't. Lacey Evans was in this match for a long time and put in a lot of offense.
Yep.
It was pretty impressive. Number 3, Mandy Rose.
Yep. Who Corey Graves loves.
Yeah, Corey Graves is just in love with Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose has a soft focus effect on her entrance to make it look like a soap opera. Yeah. Like someone's wiped Vaseline on the edges of the lens.
Yeah.
Because her whole thing is she's really sexy.
Yep.
All right, get it, girl. They continue to fight. No eliminations
We're just
yet.
gonna, most of the stuff is just gonna be like they fight in the ring.
Mandy Rose from an alternate universe, Liv Morgan, is number 4.
Oh yeah, she's like the nega version.
Because what was Paige's group called? Absolution.
Absolution.
Yeah. So that they don't exist anymore. No. But because Paige got injured and was then the SmackDown general manager, doing a great job, and is now not because now the McMahons are in charge of everything. Yeah. But so it's just Liv Morgan and no, not Liv Morgan. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are just Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. But if you recall, we talked about this in an episode where they created these 2 trios of women on Raw and SmackDown the same week that were basically alternate universe versions of one another.
The Riot Squad's still a thing, though.
Yeah, the Riot Squad is still a thing because Ruby Riot's still around. But anyway, yeah, Liv Morgan jumps into the ring and is immediately thrown out.
Yep.
So first elimination, Liv Morgan, who didn't get to do anything. Neat. Number 5, Mickie James.
Yeah, she's still around.
Doing great work. They talked about her six-time champion, was it?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Very good. Number 6, Ember Moon, who gets a real fancy entrance with a giant. She brought the moon inside. The whole moon was there. One of those 3D effects.
She brought the whole moon. It was like 24 hours remain.
Ember Moon was around for a while in this match, and
Ember Moon's great.
Also did some terrific stuff.
Like her a lot.
Number 7, Billie Kay.
Oh my God, the Iconics are so good.
So funny. So Billie Kay comes out and refuses to get in the ring.
Yeah.
And
that's what I would do.
Stomps around the ring to the announce desk to tell them that she's not going in until Peyton Royce gets here.
Yeah.
You know, she's going to wait until both the Iconics are there, because you can't actually be eliminated from the Rumble until you get into the ring. Yeah. And then get thrown out of the ring. So she just waits by the entrance ramp. Number 8, Nikki Cross.
Yeah, Nikki Cross is on SmackDown.
Love Nikki Cross. Yeah. So she's no longer aligned with Sanity, is that correct?
No.
She's just
Sanity's like
bonkers.
Still not really a thing. They haven't been around that much. They keep showing like promos and vignettes for them, and they're just like,
I think they were brought up to the main roster too soon. Yeah. In that they did not yet have a plan. So yeah, Nikki Cross is her gimmick is that she's unhinged.
Yeah, she's crazy.
It's like
you believe it.
Yeah. That has been the sort of the like, this woman's crazy is a gimmick that WWE has done over the years, but not in this way.
Yeah, because before it was like, oh, Luna Vachon, like that's what the WWE's idea of crazy was.
Right.
You know?
Just sort of, could you describe that?
Luna Vachon?
Yeah.
You looking like a character out of Heavy Metal.
Right.
You know? She wore a lot of like spikes and she had like half her head shaved, and that was like, you know, different.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, like the mid 90s, and she had like cool like face makeup that made her like lightning all over her face and stuff, and she was like all crazy and she'd yell a lot.
And then I was thinking also more recently it was sort of like, you know, quirky and, you know, like, oh, she's so unpredictable.
Oh yeah, like Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
You never know what he's going to do. That's what JBL always says. He doesn't even know what he's going to do before he does it.
Nikki Cross is like a Wolverine.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, that's a great way of describing her.
Nikki Cross is like legitimately terrifying and looks like she's having a blast being legitimately terrifying. So she's great. She comes down. Before she gets in the ring, she just like shoves Billie Kay out of the way because Billie Kay is waiting there. And Kay, who gets annoyed, then does get in the ring to have a fight. But it's okay because number 9 is Peyton Royce. Yeah. So the Iconics are up to full strength for both of them. There's some sort of back and forth with the two of them and Nikki Cross, and they almost eliminate Ember Moon at one point, but she holds on. Number 10, Tamina. Tamina does get to hit the Superfly Splash. Yep. Like her dad, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. After the splash, Tamina eliminates Mickie James. Yep. Number 11, Xia Li. Who was in the Mae Young Classic. The commentary says the first Chinese woman to compete in a WWE ring. Yep. Which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, like WWE made like a big push in China. Like they have a performance center there, I think.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think so.
Okay.
So they're trying to like, broaden their talent pool.
Cool.
Yeah. Good for them.
She's pretty impressive. Yep. Does some very strong kicks.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of strong kicks, actually, number 12, Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
From the Riot Squad.
She just married one of the War Raiders.
Really?
Yeah, it was a very cute picture of them.
Oh.
They had like a Viking wedding.
That sounds like Sarah
Tracks,
Logan.
Right?
Yeah.
She was wearing like
sense.
Braveheart face paint and stuff. Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. I like Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Iconics team up to eliminate Nikki Cross.
Yep.
And then various people still fighting. There's a lot of fighting going on. This match filled up. Like, there were not a lot of early eliminations, and the eliminations were slow, and Renee Young many times was commenting on just how many people were in the match, which was a lot of women in this match.
Yeah. Well, some Royal Rumbles, they really try to trim it down.
Yeah.
Depends what stories they're trying to tell, I guess. Because this is like the groundwork for WrestleMania, right? For a lot of these things.
Number 13, Charlotte Flair.
She's here.
Huge pop for her entrance.
Yeah.
She's
so much bigger than everyone else.
So big. Well, especially later, there's a couple people that come in who are just comically smaller than Charlotte Flair, which is really kind of funny. Charlotte and Xia Li fight back and forth a lot.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
So, Xia Li ends up getting eliminated, but it was a really good back and forth. Number 14, Kairi Sane, who just immediately goes to the top rope. Yeah. Which was great.
She's a really big fan of yachting, Graham.
Yep. Boating. Loves boating.
Boating.
I did like her tearing at the ring with the spyglass out. Yeah. She's got the telescope and she's just running full tilt at the ring. It's so you can. The ramp is so long. Yeah. It's so that she can scout the people in the ring before she gets there.
Yeah. She can pick out a tired.
This is William Regal logic. It's like, aha, I see.
I see. Aha.
Oh, Tamina goes over the top rope really, really awkwardly, and Flair and Kairi Sane have this back and forth. I love it. That Charlotte Flair is like, well, come on, let's go, let's go. And Kairi Sane does not look afraid at all.
Yeah,
and awesome. So she just starts giving Flair chops to Charlotte, who's like, who just sort of like shrugs it off. It's like, but like shrugs it off and goes back for more and keeps chopping. And then she chops Kairi Sane, who takes it a lot worse because Charlotte's a lot taller than Kairi Sane. Yeah. But Kairi Sane keeps being like, all right, do it again. And they're just like, it was great. It was just this fun little moment where they're like, okay, all right, let's fight. You and me, let's fight. Let's do this.
Let's fight.
There's just a lot of really good little character moments in this match. Yeah. I give the edge to the Women's Rumble tonight. Overall.
Like, the Women's Rumble was awesome.
Rumble was
like from top to bottom, I had fun.
I enjoyed them both. I always enjoy the Royal Rumble. Yeah. The Men's Rumble was not a bad Rumble, but the Women's Rumble had so much more going on. I found it way more entertaining. Yeah. Some people team up to eliminate Sarah Logan. Number 15, Maria Kanellis.
Oh, yeah.
Who, I wish they'd used her old music.
I don't remember her old music. I wasn't watching wrestling during this. So.
It was like some sort of like soft alt-punk rock song.
Okay.
Yeah, but
this song's pretty great.
Is it?
It's the greatest. Yeah. I think it's pretty great.
Fair enough.
It's got that like shitty 80s like power ballad vibe to it. Mm-hmm. I like it.
So she tries to insert herself in some back and forth and doesn't quite get anywhere for a little bit. Number 16, Naomi, with some very cool 3D stuff.
I mean, I don't remember when it happened, but Naomi had a great thing where she like got thrown to the outside, like landed on the barricade.
Yeah, that's coming up. So Naomi eliminates Mandy Rose.
Yeah.
So then Mandy Rose pulls Naomi out of the ring, like off the apron and out of the ring, but Naomi saves it with a handstand.
Yeah.
Gets in the barricade, walks along this is like she did last year, walks along the barricade, jumps onto the stairs, And she's like, "Hey, I made it to the stairs." Mandy Rose, who's still at ringside, is like, "Meh," and just pushes her off the stairs,
Yeah, like,
so she gets eliminated. Yeah.
I always find it weird that like people that are out of the Rumble can still eliminate people that are in the Rumble.
Yeah.
That's
But
the part of it that
It's,
always.
it's no DQ.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
Charlotte Flair eliminates Lacey Evans, who was still in the Rumble this whole time.
Yep.
From number 1. Number 17, Candice LeRae.
Hey, that's a surprise.
Yeah.
The wife of Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, or Johnny Takeover, as
Johnny
his,
Takeover.
as his tights said. Number 18, Alicia Fox,
Yep.
who is still doing this like sea captain. She's like delusional sort of thing. Her entrance is great. She comes out and just does some like weird, very like insectile dancing at the top of the ramp with her hat. And then gets to the ring and like very carefully places her hat down, and then she gets on into the ring. And so Maria is there. Now Maria and Alicia Fox have been, Alicia's been in WWE, at least in developmental, since 2006.
Yeah.
Main roster since 2008. Maria was around at that time. This just made me laugh because Alicia Fox is acting abnormally. And so Maria is trying to get her to team up. And normally when someone does that, they just sort of like point, they just sort of do like the, like you and me, like you and me, let's fight this person. But they don't say the words. And so Maria is like, you, me, friends. And it's like you're talking to a child or a caveman, right? Like, you, me, friends.
Like you're talking to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit! I just made the list. Oh, no.
So like they were trying to
Close this window.
yeah, like they're trying to get like
Adam
Kairi Sane, I think. And so and Alicia Fox is like, yeah, all right. And so they do some stuff, and then Maria tries on the hat. And it's like, oh, look at me, I'm wearing your hat. Alicia Fox is like, oh, she's wearing my hat. I really like my hat. You look good in my hat. Sort of like, ah. And then Maria takes the hat, puts it down in the ring, and then just stomps on it really angrily. That hat was tough, by the way. That did not, I thought that hat was going to get crushed. It did not. And Alicia Fox just throws like a toddler tantrum, just like lying on the ring, screaming. And then Fox drop kicks Maria out of the ring and eliminates Maria. And I don't know.
It's just a fun little character build.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
No, I like it.
Number 19, Casey Catanzaro.
Yeah. Apparently an American Ninja Warrior, they said.
Hell yeah.
I'd never seen or heard of this woman before. So
She's a tiny little pack of power and very acrobatic. And yeah, she did the American Ninja Warrior thing.
Yeah.
And she's so small.
Yeah.
So small, but very athletic. She did a really cool thing where she got thrown over the top rope and landed on the apron, and then like got back in the ring by doing like a up flip around, basically doing like a parallel bar routine.
Yeah.
On the
That was
rope.
cool. Yeah.
Which is impressive. But yeah, if you look at her standing beside Charlotte, it's just like there's such a height disparity going on here. So she got some very, very good reactions. Number 20, Zelina Vega.
Yep.
Andrade's manager.
They've cut it just to
Balor,
Andrade too.
which I don't like, but
That's the WWE for you.
they don't like full names, and I don't really know
There was
why.
a Street Fighter reference. And by the Street Fighter reference, I mean that Corey Graves said something, something, Vega Street Fighter. And that was pretty much it.
Well, she came in dressed like Vega.
Oh, did she?
You didn't see that?
No, I must have been looking. I must have been. I don't know what it
Oh,
must have gapped
no,
out.
yeah, no, Zelina Vega.
I think
she
I was
comes
like
in
looking at something and I
she
heard-
comes in the entrance ramp. She's got the mask and the claws.
Oh, shit. Oh, I missed
yeah.
that completely.
And she does like a pose.
Oh.
And then she takes them
What
off.
was I
and-
doing?
I don't know.
I
She
must-
takes them off and starts running towards the ring, and then Corey Graves, that's why he was talking about Street Fighter, because he's like, I played a lot of Street Fighter, and Vega never looked like that.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
I figured you'd be marking out for that.
I think I was looking at a different monitor, because I have two monitors.
Oh, okay.
I think I was like looking at something on my first monitor, and then like I heard Zelina Vega's music. I was like, oh, okay, it's Zelina Vega. And I looked
Fair
away,
enough.
And then,
So-
completely missed that. Boy, do I look like a dumbass.
Long-term storytelling, she gets right in the face of Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
They had a lot of stuff going on down in NXT.
Big claps for that one.
Big claps for storytelling.
Yeah, love it.
Number 21, Ruby Riott, who is accompanied by Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, who both of them have already been eliminated, but they're part of the Riott Squad, so they come back to the ring with her, and they start getting up to shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
I love it, the shenaniganery.
Please never say that ever again.
Okay. Basically, they start pulling people out of the ring and then like hurting them a bunch and throwing them back into the ring so that Ruby, like softening them up for Ruby Riott, who eliminates Alicia Fox. Zelina Vega goes and hides under the ring.
Yeah.
Which you remember?
Classic.
Yeah, which King did in the 1996 Rumble.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
And this is really funny. She did that, she crawled under the ring, and someone who I was watching with, I don't remember who in the room it was like, you can't go down there, that's where Hornswoggle lives.
Oh no, really?
Because the character of Hornswoggle, the leprechaun, was this character. He actually, I didn't realize, he actually only got released in like 2016.
Yeah.
He was around for a while, but he would occasionally like pop up and like run out from under the ring and like get up to like various shenanigans. JBL.
You didn't say it.
JBL hated him. No, I did not say the word, don't worry. He would get up to no good, and he didn't really like talk. They did a bit where he did finally say actual words, but he mostly just sort of went like, ah. And they did a whole thing with like, he was the anonymous Raw GM at one point. He was
Vince McMahon's son, wasn't he?
Except then he ended up being Finley's son. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember Finley? Yeah. Funley. with his shillelagh stick. Anyway, so
Shillag.
Yeah, we were just like, yeah, that's how it's spelled. This is the shillelagh stick. And so anyway, we just thought that was. They were like, no, don't go down there. That's where Hornswoggle lives.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that.
Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan grab Candice LeRae and powerbomb her onto the barricade.
Yep.
Which looks brutal, and then they put her back in the ring, and Ruby Riott eliminates her. Number 22, Dana Brooke comes
Still
in.
around.
I forgot that Dana Brooke was still around.
Remember when she was reading that self-help book?
How to Be Your Own Mentor?
Yeah, that's what it was. Man, that was
really
so
funny.
good. I wish they had done more with that.
That was a really funny bit.
Yeah.
Ruby Riott eliminates Kairi Sane. Ruby Riott's doing some cleaning up.
Yeah.
Number 23, Io Shirai.
Yep, she was a finalist in the Mae Young Classic.
Also, very, very awesome Japanese women's wrestler. Her and Kairi Sane. Number 24, Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
Whew. So Rhea Ripley is the NXT UK Women's Champion.
Yeah.
And their match I mentioned I watched.
Was it good?
TakeOver UK, yes.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley was very impressive and continues to be very impressive tonight over the course of this match. She was awesome. It's like she looked super imposing and was just like here to break faces.
Yeah.
And she knocks Katie Catanzaro out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But Katie Catanzaro also, much like Naomi, is able to survive because she lands on her back with her feet in the air.
Yeah.
And then sort of like hops on her tailbone sort of for a bit, gets her legs up on the barricade, hand walks over to the ring. I know you're going to be seeing some parts of this, but I got to describe it because it's so amazing. Walks on her hands over to the turnbuckle, then like sort of bends down so that she can wrap her legs around the turnbuckle and then sits up.
Yeah.
And basically like scoots herself back up the ring post to get back in the ring and then jumps off the turnbuckle into the ring.
Yeah.
But Rhea Ripley, who probably has, 12 feet of height on Katie Catanzaro, just catches her.
Yeah.
Just catches another adult human and is like, no, and just chucks her out of the ring.
No.
Goodbye. Number 25, Sonya Deville.
Yep. Hair up and square up.
Put your hair up and square up.
I like that catchphrase.
I like it a lot. Yeah. She gets in the ring and starts mixing it up as well. Rhea Ripley eliminates Dana Brooke. Zelina Vega pokes her head out from underneath the ring to laugh at Dana Brooke having been eliminated. And I would never have guessed this.
Nope, neither would I.
Hornswoggle is there.
He's there. He's under the
He
ring.
Pokes his head out from under the ring and looks over at Zelina Vega and is like, ah. And Zelina Vega freaks out, runs out from under the ring. He runs out, starts chasing her. She runs back into the ring to try and get away from Hornswoggle, is eliminated by Rhea Ripley. Hornswoggle goes, okay, keeps chasing Zelina Vega all the way backstage up the entrance ramp, and you just cut back to Rhea Ripley with this expression of like, what in the hell was that? What just happened?
Do you think that they sit there the whole time before the show starts, right?
No, maybe not the whole time. There's ways you can like sneak people out during dark moments.
Yeah, but at what point in that show were they?
I don't know. Whenever it cuts to like video packages and stuff, we don't know what's going on in the arena.
I guess. I always like to think that there's a secret tunnel.
There's not, though.
But I like to think
Fair enough.
that there's a secret tunnel,
Yeah.
and that's how they get rust. That's what I used to think
Well,
when I was
that's
a
where
kid.
he lives. That's his home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his lair.
Yeah, he doesn't work for WWE anymore, but that's where he lives.
Yeah.
They're like, look, you don't work for us, but we can't really evict you.
Yeah.
You're a leprechaun. But I just can't believe that he was there. Again, this is like, so it was, I think it was actually 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And then he made an appearance at the Greatest Royal Rumble, if you remember.
Yeah.
And then hasn't been seen since then, and then was just sort of made a little guest appearance here. I thought it was hilarious. It was like, oh yeah, right, Hornswoggle lives under there.
Yeah. That's where he lives.
Yeah, and we legitimately made that joke before that
That's
happened.
hilarious
So
that somebody said that.
that
You can't go
landed-
under there.
That joke landed really well in the room I was watching.
Yeah.
Number 26, Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. I thought she was done for.
Yeah?
There was like a rumor going around because she got a concussion or something, or a couple of concussions back to back, and then they were like, "Oh, we're
Yeah,
not
but
sure
that's why
if she's gonna...
she's been out of action for
yeah.
months at this
But I mean,
point.
like, I thought that was it.
Oh.
I had heard rumors or something. Somebody was like, "Oh yeah, she might be done," but maybe that's just a rumor.
I'm glad that she was not.
Yeah.
So, in fact, not only is she not out, but she comes back to eliminate Sonya Deville.
Yep.
Number 27, Bayley.
It's Bayley.
It's Bayley. Big hugger section signs all through the area up opposite the hard camera. A lot of support for Bayley, which is nice. They eliminate.
Remember when we called heard the female John Cena?
Mm-hmm. Remember when they dropped that ball?
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember when they grabbed that ball and punted it straight into the sun? Is basically what they did.
They like it when you point at the sun. That's where we're going to put Bayley's long-term booking. Gone.
Yeah.
They eliminate Ruby Riott. They eliminate Rhea Ripley. Number 28, Lana.
Yay!
With
I
one of her,
like her theme music.
yeah,
One
one of her feet is taped up because, as I mentioned earlier, in the pre-show, she was standing on the ring apron and Rusev knocked into her and she got knocked off the ring apron and twisted her ankle.
Yeah. Who says the WWE can't do long-term storytelling?
It was like an hour and a half.
Who
prior.
says? Nobody says that. Everyone's like, long-term storytelling, that's the WWE.
So she's limping to the ring at a speed that a snail would scoff at. She's just like barely making any progress. So the camera just sort of ignores her and goes back to the stuff that's going on in the ring.
Like the snail from Labyrinth?
Yeah. 29,
That's a caterpillar.
Nia Jax enters.
Yep.
Number 29. So we're going to get some eliminations pretty quick.
Yeah.
She's going to be throwing some people out of the ring. But not before, on her way to the ring, she just, for value, just like shoves,
Value.
just like attacks Lana.
Yeah. Just gives her a shove.
Why not? So the medical staff and refs.
That's the way the wrestling world works.
So medical staff and refs show up and start checking on Lana.
The strong prey upon the weak.
Yes, exactly.
That's how it's like that.
Yeah,
That's wrestling.
that's right. Like that.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like Adam did. He's putting one, for those only listening, he's making a fist and then his other hand is going over the fist. That's the strong eating the strong open hand eating the weak fist.
It sounds worse when you explain it in such detail.
Am I burying your bit?
Adam
Yeah.
is now holding his head in his hands.
Yeah.
Sad that he started this whole mess in the first place.
That seems to be my default state is me holding my head in my hands and being like, why did I say that thing?
Yeah.
It's dumb.
So the medical staff is checking on Lana.
Yeah.
Nia Jax gets to the ring. Io Shirai tries for a moonsault.
Yeah.
Nia Jax just catches her,
Yep.
throws her out of the ring.
Catches another adult human being,
Yeah.
which seems to impress Graham. I need to catch an adult human. Someone here needs to jump at me and I'll just catch them and Graham will be like,
It's pretty impressive.
I know, but it's just like, it just found it funny.
Sit back down.
Yeah, you sit down, Peach. I just found it funny. That line made me laugh. Catches another adult human being.
Jax throws Natalya over the top rope. Natalya definitely
The longest tenured.
definitely the Iron Man of this match.
Yep.
Number 30, Carmella. Now, we knew that number 30 would be Carmella.
Yes.
Because in the Mixed Match Challenge broadcast on Facebook Live, the winners this season was the Mixed Match team of Carmella and R-Truth.
And
who
R-Truth was
were
great.
very well received because Carmella could,
Carmella's really found a groove as being teamed up with R-Truth.
Mella is money.
Yeah.
And R-Truth is always reliably hilarious.
Yeah.
And so what they won for winning Mixed Match Challenge is that they both get to enter number 30 in their respective Rumbles. So the only people that we knew going into this was that Carmella would be number 30 in the Women's Rumble and R-Truth will be number 30 in the Men's Rumble later tonight. So Carmella is there and she goes out and enters the ring. But what's happening there on the entrance ramp? Well, the medical staff and referees and now backstage road agent and producer, who we mentioned earlier amusingly, Finley is out there.
He was coming to check on Hornswoggle.
He's looking for his son. Yeah, exactly. So he's
Give me
out
back
there.
my son.
So he's out there in his suit. He's like checking on Lana, trying to make sure that that she's okay. And Becky Lynch comes out and is basically making an argument. You can't really hear what they're saying, but it's very obvious from body language. She's like, well, look, she can't participate. Her ankle's messed up. This Rumble's happening right now. You need somebody in the Rumble. Put me in the Rumble.
Yeah.
And Finley's like, well, you can't just come out and demand. No, you don't get to. There
wrestling.
are
Of course you can
rules,
come out
damn
and
it.
demand.
And yeah, and
That's the way it works. People just put themselves in the Rumble all the time. Be like, they just literally walk into the ring, be like, I'm in the Royal Rumble, and then they drop the mic, and then everyone's like, okay, Goldberg's in the Royal Rumble. Like, what are you gonna do? Tell him no?
Wasn't it last year? Was it last year? Yeah, where number 10 is in the Men's Rumble. It's like, oh, it's Ty Dillinger again, and then nothing happens, and it cuts backstage, and Sami Zayn's beating the piss out of Ty Dillinger, and is like, I'm in the Rumble now.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. So
you take what you want.
She just keeps saying, put me in the match, put me in the match, put me in the match. I'm right here. I'm able-bodied. Put me in the match. And then eventually Finley's like, okay, go. Yeah. And so they're like, well, I guess Becky Lynch is in the match. And then commentary starts arguing and being like, well, Becky's even more fresh. She's coming in even past number 30. And someone else is like, she just had a 17-minute match with Asuka earlier tonight. How can you say she's fresh? And she gets face-to-face with Nia Jax, who, if you recall, broke her face. So that was good.
Yeah. Man, the pop Becky got when she entered, too.
Oh, my God.
It was crazy.
The crowd is so hyped for Becky.
I love stuff like that. I mean, who doesn't?
They eliminate Ember Moon.
Yep.
After
she was in for a while.
Bliss hits an STO on Ember Moon.
STO?
That's what they call it. Carmella teams up with Bayley to eliminate Alexa Bliss. Is that not what it's called?
I just found that really funny.
Okay.
That's what they call it, dumbass. Like, this is a really nice way of saying that to me. Thanks, Graham.
Like, I don't name the moves.
I know.
And Carmella mocks Charlotte Flair and super kicks Nia Jax, but Flair knocks Carmella off the top rope. So we are down to our final 4.
Don't you think people would get the memo? Like, don't climb the top rope?
Don't climb the rope. It's the Rumble. Literally the only way you can lose is by going over the top rope. Don't voluntarily climb the top rope, you idiots.
It pisses me off every time I see it.
It happens every time.
You'd think there'd be like a company mandated meeting, or like, the wrestlers would get together, like, look, guys, let's not get on the top rope. Mm-hmm. All right? And then fucking, Karen from accounting, I'm going to get on the top rope. It's like, damn it, Karen.
Damn it. Why?
Why?
We had this talk.
Did
you miss the meeting?
She's got a good gimmick, though, I have to admit.
Karen from accounting.
The books are so balanced. So the final 4, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Nia Jax.
It's kind of the 4 horsewomen, except for Sasha.
Kinda.
Minus Sasha.
Yeah, just put Nia for Sasha, and then that's the 4 horsewomen. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, is Sasha going to come out here? Very quickly, they eliminate Bayley.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. Because it's one of those situations where it's like, well, Nia's in there. And probably in the state that they're in this late in the match, no single one of these people could eliminate Nia, who came in at 27?
Yeah.
28?
29.
29. So she's real fresh. Especially considering that Becky and Charlotte start fighting amongst themselves. But they do manage to eliminate Nia Jax because Becky gets knocked out of the ring.
Yeah.
Charlotte and Nia start fighting. Charlotte manages to get Nia onto the apron outside the ropes, but can't quite finish it, and then Becky pulls her off.
Yeah.
So now it's just down to Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Wow, the crowd is hyped for this.
Dude, there's a great switch shot, I guess, when they show like Charlotte standing there and she's like doing that crazy face that she does, and they switch to like Becky, like reacting to like just knowing that it's her and Charlotte left is really great.
Yeah.
Loved it. Yeah.
Sadly, people who are not eliminated, or people who are eliminated can still do things because it's no DQ, and so Nia attacks Becky outside the ring and F's up her knee.
Yeah.
And it looks real bad. And so she's there clutching her knee and can't like walk, let alone get back in the ring. Like she's really trying to stand up and like collapses and is trying to get back in the ring, and the refs are like, what's going on? What's, like, can you continue? And she's like, yeah, I can. And tries to stand back up, and she's selling this so hard. And Charlotte's in the ring like taking a breather and watching this and sort of being like, like you can sort of tell, that Charlotte's thought process is like, well, this isn't usually how you win a match of wrestling, but we count these.
Yep,
sure
do.
It's like, I'll
shows
take
up
it.
as a W in the history books.
Yeah, exactly. And so eventually, like, Becky just can't get back in the ring, and one of the refs climbs into the ring to raise Charlotte's arm. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah,
she's in the ring and she's like, okay, well here, let me grab your wrist and we're gonna do this. You win, I guess, because she can't participate. And that's the impetus that Becky needs to climb back in the ring, and she like pushes them apart and is like, no. She's like pulling herself up on the rope, going, I can go.
Yeah, awesome.
And oh man, just the last couple minutes of this match were so good.
Yeah.
And so it's like I can go.
I mean, it turns out, when you put two of the best women wrestlers in the world in the ring together, good things happen.
Well, it's once Charlotte's like, well, the ref is like, okay, I guess go then. And Charlotte's like, okay, and just starts beating the crap out of the bad leg, right? The first thing she does is like a shoulder tackle at the bad leg, and then picks it up and just starts like hammering on it. And Becky's like, screaming and can't, can barely stand. And eventually getting, she gets like some offense on the one leg that she has. And it's getting like really, really close. And eventually Charlotte goes for a big boot, and Becky's able to get her over the top rope. And your winner, Becky Lynch, which I called before I even knew anything going into this match.
Really?
Well, I was like, it should be Becky. And someone's like, oh, well, she actually has a title match. And I was like, oh.
It should still be Becky.
Yeah, I was like, well, I don't know that.
She'll win the title, and then she'll win her own Royal Rumble and wrestle herself at WrestleMania.
That was the easy $25 you ever made.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, just such a great match. The crowd were so excited for it.
Yeah.
And
it was fun.
Yeah, and you can...
The Hornswoggle bit was great. I did not expect that.
No. And Becky points to the WrestleMania sign.
Yeah, they love it when you point at the sign.
And then you can see her mouthing the main event of WrestleMania as it fades to black for the video package. Oh, yes.
Her and Ronda should probably close the show.
You think it's going to be Ronda?
Oh, yeah, she's going to take Ronda.
No? You don't think she's going to go?
No, this is how they set up her and Ronda. Because they can go on any champion they want.
Yeah, no.
It's going to be, Becky and Ronda.
Fair enough.
100%. Calling it. They might put Charlotte in there for a triple threat, but I think they should just put Becky and Ronda.
I hope they just leave it not a triple threat. That would be
it'd still be a good match.
It would still be a good match, but yeah.
But I think it should be just Becky and Ronda. With enough build-up, that could be a good one. That'll be the best match of the night.
Our next match of this night, however, is the WWE Championship match.
Yes.
With the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, challenging the new Daniel Bryan.
Love that so much. So Daniel Bryan, since coming back, he had a couple of title matches with AJ Styles and didn't win either of them.
Yeah.
And then I think they had a third match, or maybe it was just the second match, but they had a match on SmackDown before Survivor Series. And Daniel Bryan resorted to cheating. He kicked AJ right in the ding-dong.
Yep.
And he won that way. And everyone's like, oh no, Daniel, why? And he's like, I was sick of watching everybody get all the good stuff. And I decided just to do things my way. And I want to win. And it's like, yeah, it makes sense.
All right.
And then someone okayed Daniel Bryan for his character to become like this baby boomer hating eco warrior. And it's been fucking awesome.
Militant vegan Daniel Bryan.
Oh, it's been so good.
He even tweeted about trying to convince the WWE to introduce a vegan alternative leather strap for the title belt. Which is obviously not something that literal Daniel Bryan wants to actually do. Yeah. This is not something that Bryan Danielson, who is a vegan, or at least was for a while, this is not something that...
he still is. Yeah.
Okay, this is not something that he actually wants to do. This is working the crowd for his character.
Oh, he's so good.
There was an amazing bit of him cutting a promo on Shane and Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Just being like, you friggin' baby boomers.
Yeah, no, it was
You know.
AJ Styles and Shane.
AJ and no,
They were in
no,
the ring.
no, it was Vince was there too.
Yeah, Vince and Shane. Or Vince and AJ. There. Vince and AJ, we got there. Vince and AJ were in the ring. Yeah, this
And
promo was
he's
so good.
insulting Vince and being like, "You baby boomers, all you do is you take all the money from like millennials like me." And
Like us.
yeah, exactly. And the thing is,
Like, hey, he's right.
I saw people who do not watch wrestling sharing that clip around, being like, he's supposed to be the bad guy?
Yeah.
Because everything he was saying was like, yeah,
Yeah.
Probably because Vince was like, oh yeah, people will hate this. And it's like,
No, we love this.
Vince,
Check the pulse. Read the room, Vince.
yeah.
Well, that's something you could say to Vince all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Vince always needs to read the room. But
man.
the point being is that Daniel Bryan, as like I said, militant vegan eco warrior,
Dude,
holier than thou, Daniel Bryan has been
At that
very
same
funny.
SmackDown, Daniel Bryan was on commentary, and Byron Saxton was like, "What are you gonna do when Birdie is Daniel Bryan's daughter?"
Right.
He's like, "What do you do if Birdie grows up and sees you acting like this?" She's like, "I hope Birdie kicks you in the balls. I hope Birdie kicks every man in the world in the balls." It was fucking awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. I hope Birdie kicks you in the balls, Byron Saxton, because you're weird. Basically, what he said. It was so good.
Wow.
Oh man, I love the new Daniel Bryan. I'm all in on this character.
It's so good. So,
So we have this match.
yeah.
And you know what? A lot of people hated this match. I fucking loved this match. Top to bottom. Give me a match like this every night.
So,
I can watch this shit.
I want to hear more about that because
Yeah.
I did not dislike this match. I had trouble concentrating on this match because the women's championship, the women's rumble, was really good, and this was the match in the death spot right after the rumble when everyone's like,
To be fair, the way this match was laid out and the way it happened is the antithesis to what we just watched.
Yeah.
It was like the complete opposite.
yeah,
But they wrestled this slow, grindy, methodical, rest hold filled match. I don't know, man. I just love shit like this. It all made sense. They both worked a body part. Daniel Bryan worked the arm to set up the label lock. AJ Styles worked the leg to set up the calf crusher. And that was it. That was just the match. They were just trying to find ways to one-up each other to get to the submission holds.
for 24 and a half minutes.
Yes, 24 and a half minutes. Every night of my life, I could watch a match like this. I thought it was great. There was a brilliant moment, too, where Daniel Bryan was like, had a hold in, and the ref was counting on the ropes, and he went 1, 2, 3, come on. He's like, I have till the count of 5. Like, that's what he yelled at the ref. I was like, I love the new Daniel Bryan.
I like the part where AJ tried to go for the phenomenal forearm, but one of his arms was so wrecked that he couldn't do like the pulling himself up on the top rope. So he was like,
launched off the
so he
corner.
sort of like went to the turnbuckle and did like a little hop, hey, and did the forearm that way. It was,
That's the kind of stuff I love.
that was really cool.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I love it when they get a body part worked over and it stops them from using parts of their offense. That's the most brilliant thing. I thought this match was fucking brilliant. Top to bottom.
There you go.
I'm going to go rewatch it.
Oh, all right.
The crowd was dead.
Yeah, they were.
Oh,
they
yeah.
were exhausted.
They were exhausted. It was the death spot. And it was just a poor choice for the kind of match that they had. Was like, it was a double whammy, right? Like, I understand that this is not where any match wants to be on the card, but also the style they wrestled is not going to excite anybody.
Yeah.
But
I noticed that
they're both brilliant.
Daniel Bryan now uses they now call it the label lock again
Because the yes movement's dead.
because it's not the yes lock anymore.
Yeah. It's the label lock.
So, yeah, and Daniel Bryan retained. But wait, how did he retain? Was that it? 24 and a half minutes of just rest holds and stuff? No, because just before the end of the match, and for no discernible reason, who should come
I liked this.
ambling down the entrance ramp but Eric Rowan,
Yeah, dressed like someone's dad.
dressed like a Daniel Bryan cosplayer.
Yeah.
Big bludgeon brother Eric Rowan.
He was injured. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so, because was it Luke Harper who got injured?
No, Rowan got injured, and then Harper got injured shortly out. He had like wrist surgery or something.
Okay.
And then Harper had just been recently cleared,
Yeah.
and then Rowan had been cleared.
Yeah.
So they're both coming back.
But only Eric Rowan
Yeah.
showed the former tag team champions, Bludgeon Brothers. I guess that gimmick is gone. Eric Rowan just starts wandering down the ramp, and we're sitting there going, "Why the f is Eric Rowan here?"
I know why.
And
Because I watched this.
he just stares.
Yeah.
He just sort of like he's there, and then Styles hits the Styles Clash. Rowan gets in the ring. Rowan grabs Styles.
Well, the ref gets knocked over.
Right, sorry, there's a ref bump.
There's a
to
ref
be
bump.
clear, there's a ref bump,
There's a ref
which
bump.
is important. Again, the ref bump is when the ref gets knocked out so that they cannot see anything illegal that might be happening. And
You know the second that ref goes down is like,
something's Rowan's getting-
shenaniganery.
Yeah, shenaniganery. Styles hits the Styles Clash, but then Rowan choke slams Styles.
Yeah.
And the referee comes to with Daniel Bryan making a cover, and Daniel Bryan retains.
Yep.
And then they, Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan pose in the ring.
Dude, I am all in. I posted this to Twitter, but I am all in. All in. Like all my chips. Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, some kind of eco warrior Planeteers, but reverse. You know what I mean? Like really aggressive about it. Really aggressive Planeteers.
Big, beardy hipster men who want to save the planet.
Yeah.
And wear flannel.
Yeah.
Sure.
Eat a lot of kale.
Rowan's like 6'8".
Yeah,
he's
he's
so
huge.
big.
He's a big lad.
Yeah,
An absolute unit, they call him.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So I was just such a random person to have show up. Although he did have
Made sense.
he did have a WrestleMania match with The Rock once.
Oh, yeah. That was the day we watched a man's career die.
Yeah, we thought, but here he is.
I also think it's great that if they did that with Luke, or like Harper and Rowan, and then it plays off the old like Wyatt family. Bray Wyatt's not doing anything. Have you seen pictures of Bray Wyatt recently? No. Lost a ton of weight.
Oh.
Looks good.
That was my thought. I was like, is this a Bray Wyatt return? Because yeah, Daniel Bryan was in the Wyatt family briefly.
I like I like the idea of like a Daniel Bryan Bray Wyatt group that's like death to like corporate America. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's cool. I'm all in. I can't wait. When I saw Eric Rowan, I was like, my brain started thinking, I was like, oh, what if Harper comes back too? Finally, because I like Harper and Rowan as a thing. I thought the Bludgeon Brothers thing was kind of silly. You know, with the rubber hammers and like, when they dropped it and they just bounce. But this is like the Straight Edge Society. Remember when CM Punk had that? That was cool as shit.
The Eater of Worlds and the Eater of Kale.
Yeah.
Sure.
The eater of non-animal products.
Yeah.
That has a better ring to it, right?
Sure.
Vince would love that. What you're gonna do is you're not gonna eat any animals. And you're gonna tell everybody how you're better than them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, oh man, Daniel Bryan does this great stuff where he's like, I see you over there eating chicken because it's not sustainable. It's so good. It's a brilliant, it's so brilliant that I can't believe no one's done it yet. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I liked when
eating your non-sustainable meats. Look at and he was cutting a promo at like the concession stand.
Right.
And he was like, everyone here is just conceding their will to live. Like it was just like, holy shit, Daniel.
I liked when CM Punk had that big program with the very, very, very slow turn with Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Harvey, yeah.
Right? Where he was, because CM Punk was always straight edge, but it never really got brought up.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't do like a thing where he's like, I'm straight edge and that makes me better than you. And so he was doing this, he was cutting all these promos about Jeff Hardy, being like, you have a history of drug abuse.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be acting like this role model for children? That's not, and the thing is, he was the heel, right? But he was saying these things that were like, I mean, you make a lot of sense.
Yeah, those are the best heels.
Yeah, it's like, you're being a dick about it, but the actual things you're saying are not totally unreasonable.
The thing is, like, Daniel Bryan's not even being that big of a dick. He's just saying these things, and a lot of people are like, boo! Wait a second. Holy shit, he's right. I'm just like, yes! Yes, Daniel. I love it. Love it. I love everything about this match. I love everything about the new Daniel Bryan character. I think it's fucking brilliant. I think AJ needs a little bit of tuning up, but AJ had this great thing with Vince. They even showed on the pre-match promo package where Vince was like, I need the pit bull. I need and then Vince hit AJ. And then AJ just like slugs Vince back. Like, don't hit me.
Vince loves that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Next match is the Universal title match.
Yep.
Brock Lesnar defending against Finn Balor?
Yep.
So it was supposed to be Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. And they knew some time ago that it was not going to actually be against Braun Strowman. But they kept advertising Braun Strowman because they thought that would sell more tickets. Just such carnies.
Yeah, that's
So
a very
then-
carny move.
Yeah, well, so is also announcing day of that John Cena wouldn't be there either, which they also knew weeks ago. Anyway, apparently...
We haven't, actually, this is the only time we're going to get to touch on John Cena. Sorry for all the asides.
Oh, yeah.
Long hair John Cena.
Yeah.
Looks weird, man. He
weird.
looks like
Well, not like long hair. It's like my length of hair.
Yeah, but
but
what
it's
did you-
normally he has like a marine buzz cut. In
What did you, was it you that said something really funny? The way he looks. He looks like somebody, he looks like somebody cosplaying something. And I was like, he just looks like he looks like a dad. Like he's just
Yeah,
like,
he just looks like someone's dad.
yeah, he just looks like someone's dad. It's great.
Yeah.
John Cena with like this weird wavy long hair. Like,
Very strange.
yeah. He looks like an extra in Chips.
Wow, what a reference.
Yeah. Like Eric Estrada style, like,
Yeah.
I don't know who named the other guy was. Eric
And he's
Estrada's
like lost a little bit of bulk too.
yeah. He's slimmed down. Like, he's still like,
Oh no, he's still
but he's like cut.
more cut than I'll ever be in my life. But he's not quite as like wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's fine.
John
Anyway,
Cena.
apparently he got an injury, so he won't be participating in the Rumble. So supposedly the backstage like rumor is that Vince didn't want Braun to face Brock because he wanted Brock to retain, and he felt like another loss against Brock would make Strowman look bad.
Sure would.
So, I mean, my chances, I feel like Finn's chances aren't great.
No.
If the
He didn't have a
assumption,
chance in the world.
no, and the pre-match graphic that they put up also doesn't do Finn any favors because it's just like, oh, Brock Lesnar is a whole other half a person bigger than Finn Balor
It's like,
on every
Finn
match.
Balor, 168 pounds. What's he fighting? Oh, a fucking mountain? Yeah, that's cool. All right. It's 3,000 feet tall and weighs as much as a city.
The worst part is the stat is like combined days as Universal Champion. Brock Lesnar 589, Finn Balor 1.
Yeah, like that stat line was my favorite. I was cracking up.
Because if you remember, Finn Balor won it at SummerSlam against Seth Rollins, got injured in that match and had to relinquish the title the next night.
Man, they love bringing that up too. The first ever Universal, I never lost my title. It's
Yeah.
like, well, you kind of did because you quit.
Yeah. So how likely do we think this match is to be a banger? Well,
He was really good.
it was 8.5 minutes.
Yep.
Which is
That's
longer
that's a Brock Lesnar match.
longer than I thought it would be. And
I like these Brock Lesnar matches that we've been treated to the last 3 times, like AJ and then Daniel Bryan at the Survivor Series.
this one was actually interesting.
Yeah.
This was Brock Lesnar, like the bell rings, Brock's not paying 100% attention, and Finn just starts wailing on him and kicking him in the head and just starts unrelentingly assaulting him, which is the only thing you can do. You just have to be faster and do that before he starts suplexing you. Brock Lesnar wrestles a match like somebody playing a wrestling video game where they just keep spamming heavy attack.
Yeah.
And it's
like
fun to watch.
When you
This
play,
is the thing.
When you play Mortal Kombat and someone only sweeps,
Yeah.
that's Brock Lesnar.
I hate
and
it
you
because
don't
it's
know how
like
to block it.
I hate what they have done with him.
Yeah.
Right? Like I hate that Brock has the
I've
title.
rolled over on it. I'm like,
He has the
fuck.
title. He's never on the show.
Yeah.
Monday Night Raw effectively does not have a top level championship. There's all these guys at the top of the card who don't know what they're fighting for, and it's like it's bad for the show.
Yeah.
But then Brock in these matches is entertaining, and he was very generous with how hard he was selling Finn's offense. in this
When
match.
Brock wrestles a match,
when Brock likes
it's
you,
fucking awesome. Do you believe that? Like the Brock likes.
No, I don't.
So I think he's just Brock's a professional and he'll
Yeah.
work with everybody. I mean, the only time I ever kind of questioned that is remember when Braun Strowman hit him a little bit hard with a knee and then Brock punched him in the fucking stomach.
and told him to slow down.
Yeah. That cracked me up. I forgot about it until
Yeah.
I watched this match. But watching Brock wrestle is like watching a grizzly bear wrestle. And it's awesome, man. And again, I mean, if I cared, I'd probably hate it as much as you did. But I don't. I'm just like, it's just Brock. I don't even consider the Universal title a title anymore. I'm just like,
It's not. It's the Brock Lesnar title.
yeah.
The Brock Lesnar Championship.
I'm just like, my life has gotten so much like less stressful when I've been like, whatever.
I'm not saying it's causing me ongoing anxiety.
I don't say it's like causing you stress, but I just mean like
wake up in the middle of the night with a cold sweat. This is Brock Lesnar.
But I mean, like, it's enhanced my enjoyment of the show when I'm just
like, what is it? What's wrong?
Is it the Brock Lesnar thing again?
Like,
yeah, she's just like,
there's no title. There's no top level title. Everyone just crowds around the Intercontinental Championship. Raw's abandoned their tag division. Go back to sleep.
Are you awake or not? Like,
I don't know what I say when I'm asleep.
Yeah. But I'm saying my enjoyment of Brock Lesnar matches has increased 100-fold when I stopped caring about the Universal title.
That's fair.
I knew Finn wasn't winning this match. Spoiler alert, Finn doesn't win this match.
Yeah.
Finn, I thought I was going to watch a man die, is basically the way I went into it.
Yeah, but he actually got some offense in. There was, including post-match, there were 4 suplexes. Maybe 6? 4 or 5? 4 or 5? Or
actually, the ending was great, though, because Finn hit the coup de grace.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, he might win it. And I was like, he's not winning it. But then Brock kicked out and turned it right into a Kimura and made Finn tap out. It was great.
We got another great Brock face.
Oh, yeah, there's a great Brock face.
Don't worry, we got
Ben
it.
will find it.
Yeah, Ben will find it. And, well, there was a moment where...
that face right there.
Finn was working the junk, where he, like, made Brock run into the announce table a couple times. And then he hit him again in the right in the diverticulitis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that intestinal disorder
It's
that
like
Brock had once.
Brock had like the boss weak point.
Yeah,
It's glowing
exactly.
red, and Finn saw it, and he just saw the Matrix, and he's like,
Yeah.
Dude, there's a great part 2 where they were fighting outside, and then they're fighting, and Paul Heyman is just standing in the background holding the Universal title over his head, just like... Oh, it cracked me up.
Like John Cusack holding a boombox.
Don't you forget about me. I actually had a really funny tweet that I thought was hilarious.
That is the wrong song, isn't it? Yeah.
It's the wrong song?
That's what I thought.
Oh.
That's the song. That's the song from the end of the Breakfast Club.
Oh, yeah. What song does John Cusack play?
this is in High Fidelity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not High Fidelity.
No, what the hell
No,
was
it's
it?
High Fidelity,
Or is it
wasn't
Say Anything?
Say Anything.
Okay. No, I've never seen that movie.
Oh.
No.
You look like you knew.
Hey, look, I got
figured
I
that-
got the song wrong.
I think the song's
If
wrong.
Beach wasn't here, I wouldn't have to listen to this until after the YouTube comments.
Christ.
This is horse shit. The show sucks.
I'm looking it up.
Anyway, I can't even remember what I was going to say. Oh, I made a funny tweet. I thought it was really funny. I took a picture of Paul Heyman with the title raised over his head, and I was like, I return home from school triumphant. Confident in the fact that my latest piece of art will be proudly displayed on the refrigerator. I thought that was really good. I laughed. I made myself laugh.
The song was In Your Eyes.
Oh. Moving on! We still have a whole Royal Rumble match to do. Making me upset.
The men's Royal Rumble match is next. JBL, for some effing reason, and King are guesting on the commentary team. They barely said anything.
They said some funny stuff, though. King is still funny.
King is funny, but doesn't know when to let a silence be.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Elias...
King says stuff that's like, it's only funny because he's still saying stuff that was funny back in 98.
He's using the same jokes.
Yeah. He's like, it looks like a razor is scared of his face. Ma! That's my King impression, by the way. It's pretty bad. Look out!
King yell. So anyway, number 1 in the men's Royal Rumble, Elias.
Yay!
So that he can get his stuff in. So he's sitting in the ring. He asks who wants to walk with Elias. And like the lights go down, everyone's got their phones out, and he's sitting there, he's just sort of drinking it in, and that's one of the times when King was like, just starts saying random stuff, and I'm like, King, just shut up, just let this moment be, come on. And so he's about to start playing when who should be the number 2 seed? I would never have guessed this.
Never in a million years.
J-E-double-F.
Yep.
J-A-R-R-E-double-T. Jeff Jarrett. It's 2019 and goddamn Slapnuts is in the Royal Rumble.
I'm sad he didn't say Slapnuts. But that was like his WWE thing.
I'm kind of sad he didn't say Slapnuts.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad he didn't say Slapnuts.
WWE Hall of Famer Jeff Slapnuts Jarrett.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep saying that because that was his gimmick at one point.
He called everyone slapnuts.
And
Don't piss me off. And he had a guitar.
And it said slapnuts on the guitar.
Yeah.
After being publicly fired on a live simulcast of Raw and Nitro by Vince McMahon, Jeff Jarrett would go on to found TNA Impact Wrestling, which continues without him, before last year reconciling with the WWE, being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and now interrupting Elias as the number 2 entrant in the 2019 Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I just can't get over it. I can't get over the fact he's still wearing his old ring gear.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah. He's still got the pecs and shoulders.
Yep. That's all you can ask for, really.
Yeah, I mean, good for him, I suppose. So he's like
Jeff Jarrett wants to sing a duet.
he's like, hey, let's do a duet.
And I thought they were actually going to sing popular Jeff Jarrett song,
Right.
"With My Baby Tonight."
Right.
If
Which
you've
they
never
sang
heard
at
it, is a banger.
which they sang at the Hall of Fame ceremony.
The kids these days say it's a real bop. The song slaps. That's what they say.
Does it slap nuts?
Sha-sha-sha!
So Elias is like, you know what? I would be honored. Let's do that. Hey, how about you spell your name for these fine people one more time? And then he starts doing it, and Elias attacks him.
Yeah.
And then they fight a little bit, and then of course, Elias breaks his guitar over Jeff Jarrett because then you kind of have to do that. I mean, breaking guitars over people was Jarrett's whole thing.
Yeah.
So.
I do like the one point where Elias was like, he broke the guitar and he's like, people have been comparing me to him for my whole career. It was like, yeah, well,
What do you
don't have a guitar and wrestle.
Yeah.
You're going to be compared to Jeff Jarrett.
Yep.
Sorry. Just the way she goes.
Number 3.
Yep.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yep.
Successfully defeating Rusev earlier in this evening.
Yeah, Shinsuke's awesome.
Got to be a little worn out probably.
think-
But he did win the Rumble last year, so maybe.
No. Come on, Graham.
They've had back-to-back winners before, once,
Do you think
twice.
Shinsuke is going to be one of those back-to-back winners, though?
Well, not this year. You have to wait for the future, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for the next 2 years then.
Yeah.
Shinsuke is great, though. I think his heel
great.
turn's been awesome. His new theme music's great.
Number 4, Kurt Angle,
Yep.
which I kind of wasn't expecting, but I guess he's not general manager of Raw anymore, so
He can do whatever he wants.
yeah. Such as get very quickly eliminated, because number 5 is Big E of the New Day, who they get into a scrap and Nakamura kicks Angle over.
You know what
the top
pissed me
rope.
off about all the New Day entrances? Michael Cole was always like, which member is it? And they showed their fucking picture of the person that was
face
There's a
on the
face.
3D.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like look at the monitor,
Yeah,
Michael Cole.
Michael Cole, do your job.
Did their faces look like One Punch Man?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Or they're like anime style, but they
But
look
no,
like One Punch
very,
Man.
very. To me,
much-
they looked very much like the style from
Yeah.
One Punch Man.
Yeah, it was
but
great. I love those pictures.
Anyway,
And their ring gear were all famous moments from Kofi Kingston Royal Rumble, like in comic book form.
I missed that.
Yeah, they said it on commentary.
That's amazing. I love the New Day so much.
They're
I was
so
wearing
good.
my New
They
Day
look
t-shirt
like,
yesterday.
They look like they're having so much fun all the time.
Yeah.
I think I saw an interview where like someone was like interviewing Xavier Woods. Like, so when are they going to break up the New Day? And he's like, hopefully never.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
having
like-
so much fun. It's like,
I mean, they've all basically been like, if they try to break us up, we're just going to quit.
oh really?
That's what they've said. They're like, no, you don't break us up. And also, Big E and Xavier are like, we are committed to doing everything we can to get Kofi a title run.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a Kofi title. One of these Royal Rumbles, Kofi's going to win it.
That would be sweet.
That would be great. What a feel-good moment that would be. We'd all rally behind it too.
Hell yeah. Are you kidding me? That'd be awesome. No, leave me here. 2009 was my best year.
Still one of the best segments of all. Like, I think that'll go down as one of the best segments of all time.
That was really
great.
funny. Number 6, the NXT North American Champion,
Yeah.
newly minted, Johnny Gargano.
Yay, Johnny Takeover.
The Johnny Takeover, as
Johnny
it says on
Wrestling.
his butt.
Yeah.
Johnny Wrestling.
And it turns out that if you write something on your butt, people will just take it as fact. I need to start doing that.
Yeah. I am very wealthy. Right on the butt. And then people will be like, please, come in. We'll seat you right away. And I'll be like, I didn't want dinner. I'm just walking home. And they're like,
and then
"Nope."
you order and you're like, I'll have one double Whopper.
Yeah.
You skip to the front of the Burger King line.
Yes. Finally. Treated in the manner I deserve. I am the Burger King now.
I love doing this show. This show's
Me
great.
too.
Oh my god. Anyway, continue.
So yeah, by the way, brief aside, the NXT North American Championship is now a mid-card NXT title.
Which it kind of needed.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, nah, they just should have the world title. It's like, no, you need a mid-card title.
Yeah, so NXT
That's the
now.
way the world works.
NXT now has the NXT champ, women's NXT champ. So they've got men and women's North American title and tag titles.
It's a perfect amount.
And NXT UK has men's, women's, and tag as well.
Yeah.
And they're just introducing a women's tag match, a women's tag title to WWE at the next pay-per-view.
Yep.
Number 7, Jinder Mahal.
Yep.
Next elimination, Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
He doesn't last very long.
No.
Just in, right out. Oh, and then Sunil and Samir Singh get in the ring because they're mad, I guess.
No, they were holding people.
Yeah.
Because Jinder was like getting him to hold people while he like beat up other people.
Yeah, but he didn't. He was in there for like 3 seconds, and so then the Singh brothers just get the crap beat out of them.
Yeah. Still, every time I see the Singh brothers, I think of that time Randy Orton threw one of them and then made that face.
They're very good at being thrown far by big men.
Remember when Brock Lesnar got a hold of him?
Good for them. Well, in that 3-minute one shot I was talking about, Strowman just hurled one of them across a catering table.
Yeah.
Next entrance, number 8, Samoa Joe.
Oh, God.
In his first Royal Rumble match.
Dude, when Samoa Joe, and every time Samoa Joe does his entrance, and then the crowd's chanting, Joe, all I can picture is Samoa Joe walking in like old Roman, like Coliseum, like a gladiator. Like that's all I can think of. Samoa Joe's the best, man. I hope he gets a world title run this year.
Yeah.
I think he might.
He might.
He's been too good.
He's so good. He's so good.
I believe everything Joe does.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah. Sadly, however, Joe also eliminates Big E.
Yep.
Big E did not last very long this year, which is a shame. Number 9, Kurt Hawkins, who, if you recall correctly, has not won a match in
It's like 200
recorded history. So he gets into the ring, people are fighting, and he's like, and he actually just gets back out of the ring.
Yeah.
And he like gets into the ring, like kicks someone and runs back out of the ring.
He hit Samoa Joe once.
And then runs while Joe is fighting somebody else.
Yeah.
And then runs away again.
It's so good.
And then he decides, you know what? I'm going to go hide under the ring. And I'm thinking, well, I guess Hornswoggle's not there anymore, so he's probably safe.
Yeah.
Number 10, Burn It Down. Ran out of water there. It's Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I burned my throat down so much that I couldn't get through the bit. Anyway, the point is Seth Rollins is there. Yeah. And he gets into a scrap with Elias, and this is one of the funniest eliminations. Elias ends up on the outside of the ropes, grabbing the turnbuckle, and he's trying to get a grip, and he's like, and finally, like, just barely grips either side of the turnbuckle with his hands, just from like the friction of like pressing his hands together. And Seth Rollins is like, he just goes like, reaches through the turnbuckle and just slaps both of Elias's hands, and he goes, and falls over backwards.
And the look that Seth gave,
like,
yeah, they do like this hard like cut to Seth like face up, and he just looks at the camera.
He looks right to the hard camera and just goes,
It was so good.
It's an amazing reaction shot.
He's like, it works. It works.
Number 11, Titus O'Neil. Introduced immediately as Titus World Slide.
Yeah.
As he Adam's doing an impression of how much Vince thinks this segment is killing it. Titus runs to the ring and very carefully slows down at the end and stops himself so that he doesn't trip and fly under the ring like he did.
Tripped, get it?
At the Greatest Royal Rumble. Hawkins pokes his head out from under the ring and sees Titus, and Titus sees Hawkins, and I guess thinks that Hawkins is making fun of him or something.
Yeah.
So he just is like, and chases him under the ring. They come out the other side, and
Hawkins goes in the ring. Titus O'Neil chases him, and then Hawkins pulls the ropes, and he goes
and eliminates Titus O'Neil. And Hawkins is like, yay! And then Samoa Joe throws Hawkins over.
Yeah.
So they're both out.
Remember when he tripped? Love it.
That's all. I believe it.
Yeah.
Number 12, Kofi Kingston.
Yep.
Kofi Kingston comes into the ring by diving off the top rope with an elbow drop on Nakamura, and then attacks Joe, who doesn't care. And then Joe tries to send him over the top rope, but holds on. Number 13, Mustafa Ali, who I forgot was not on 205 Live anymore.
Yeah, he's moved up to the SmackDown main roster.
He's just on SmackDown.
He's in a feud with Samoa Joe.
Yeah, which is like, that seems one-sided.
Yeah, it's good though.
Yeah.
Mustafa's great. I'm glad they're giving I hope they do this to more 205 guys.
Spoilers, Mustafa Ali does amazingly this Rumble.
Yeah. I want to see Hideo Itami on the main roster.
Yeah.
I love Hideo Itami. He was on the pre-show, and I caught that match. I didn't catch the Shinsuke match. But man, Hideo Itami's good. And I saw, quick aside, I saw when he was Kenta.
Right.
I saw him at a Ring of Honor house show, WrestleMania 25 weekend. He wrestled Davey Richards of American Wolves fame. And that was one of the best matches I've ever seen in my entire life live.
Sorry to
No, that's
go
good.
back to this. Who was it who did the top rope move at Joe?
Oh, that was Mustafa Ali. When
That
he
was
moved,
Mustafa
when
Ali?
He just walked
Okay.
away, yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. There's a top rope maneuver, and Joe is in position and then just stands up and walks away from it.
Oh,
and someone
it's
just
so
goes
good.
slam into the
There's
crowd.
a great video somebody linked on Twitter of him doing it to Rob Van Dam.
Way back in
TNA. Yeah.
TNA Impact, yeah.
Yeah.
So Ali kicks Nakamura off the top rope and eliminates Nakamura.
Don't climb the top rope.
Mustafa Ali eliminates
Get off the top rope.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
How many times am I going to tell you?
Don't do it. Number 14, Dean Ambrose. Ambrose and Rollins immediately get into just a punch fight. Just wham, 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 wham.
Dean Ambrose is calling himself the moral compass of WWE. That's his new
interesting.
thing.
Ambrose knocks Kofi Kingston off the thing, but his feet do not touch.
Yep.
So he does a handstand, rolls himself onto the stairs,
A lot of handstands tonight.
jumps back into the ring. Ambrose catches him with a diving DDT, and Ambrose hits Gargano with Dirty Deeds and throws him out. So Johnny Gargano has been eliminated.
Yep.
Number 15, No Way Jose.
I forgot that he was still a thing.
He lasts 3 seconds.
Yeah.
He gets in, Joe throws him out.
The whole men's Royal Rumble just feels there's very quick eliminations.
Yeah. What was the actual
Very
length of the
snappy.
match? It was only about 10 minutes shorter than the women's Rumble.
Yeah.
But still, it was very, very quick. Number 16, Drew McIntyre, who's just,
A unit.
oh my God, this guy.
This boy. This
Yeah.
lad.
He looks amazing. He's been doing really good stuff.
Yeah.
Looks
Him
terrifying.
and Dolph Ziggler broke up,
Aw.
and he's on his own.
Dolph Ziggler, by the way,
I predict
who
big things for Drew in
tweeted
2019.
that he would not be in the Rumble this year, and people were people were like, "What? Like, is it like? Is there something wrong with the thing?" He's like, "No. I managed to get a weekend off for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it." So on his way into the ring, by the way, Drew McIntyre attacks No Way Jose just because he's there.
Yeah.
Just because he doesn't. And
We gave him a headbutt, the old Glasgow kiss.
yeah, and some of No Way Jose's entourage as well, who I assume we'll see like a cultaholic listicle in 6 years from now. That's like, you'll never believe who was in No Way Jose's entourage. Back when.
At Royal Rumble 2019.
Yeah, exactly. Number 17, Xavier Woods,
Yep.
who gets to the ring just as McIntyre is throwing Kofi Kingston out of the ring, and Xavier Woods catches him and manages to, they contort their way back and keeps Kofi's feet from touching the floor, and they get him back in the ring. And then McIntyre clotheslines him.
Man, what an easy paycheck. Do you ever think about that when people get eliminated real fast?
Yeah.
It's like they probably just made I don't know how much, but probably thousands of dollars
Probably. That'd be nice.
just to get eliminated real quick. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do that every night for the next year. Make a fool of me. You're going to dress like a chicken.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
How much?
Yeah.
$15,000. Then you're going to fart in the suit. Yep.
Okay. Where's the suit? Point me to the suit.
I love it.
I'm happy that you're happy.
How good is my Vince impression, Bob?
No, it's not bad.
Pretty good, hey, Beach?
Number
Digging
18.
it? Beach is dying over there. That's great.
Number 18, NXT UK champion,
Yep.
the Bruiserweight.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne. He does
Love Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
He does the thing where he snaps people's fingers too.
Yeah.
I wish they could do the thing that Marty Scurll does. Marty Scurll is a wrestler in like Ring of Honor and New Japan, but he like he makes everyone go quiet. Then he can like you hear it like snap. I don't know what he does. I have no idea what he does to make the noise, but like, it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, Pete Dunne is just
Great.
He's just a feral human.
Yeah.
He's just so mad. Number 19,
mad.
Andrade. Formerly Andrade Cien Almas.
Yeah, just Andrade seems weird.
I don't like it. Yeah,
I don't like it.
Andrade's been just having bonkers good matches with Rey Mysterio on SmackDown recently. Shocking nobody.
Shocking, surprising no one. Turns out Andrade, who was already a good wrestler.
Turns out two very good luchadors have great matches together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he does there was a great bit of, you mentioned dad hair John Cena with Andrade. And Andrade did like the bit where he like does the lies in the ropes. And then Zelina like jumped up and did the lie down on like the apron underneath. So they were both just like, hey. And then this cut to John Cena being like, am I out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong. It's pretty great. Number 20, still employed, Apollo Crews.
I thought that too. I was like, fuck, he's still around.
The man that personality forgot, Apollo Crews. I feel so bad for this guy because apparently he's great, but he like didn't get a chance to work out his character
in NXT.
In NXT because the backstage rumor was that they were basically trying to like hide him from Vince because they were like, if Vince sees this guy, he's going to be like, get that man to the main roster.
He's so big, just get him on camera.
Apparently, that's exactly what happened. Is that they were? Yeah, he was in NXT for like a hot second and then was on Monday Night Raw with no plan.
Yeah, he's just a big guy.
Apparently, he's been doing
Want to see
okay
him wrestle.
recently. Like, if they do a chamber match for the Intercontinental title, he'll probably
Be in it.
He'll probably be in it.
He'll do some flips and stuff.
Yeah. Number 21, former NXT champion Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Very cool. So many tattoos.
Super cool theme music.
Yeah.
Very spooky.
They do the Pete Dunne does the finger snappy thing.
Yeah, to Aleister and his finger. He holds his finger like
Aleister
this.
Black. He's like, and then there's a bit with Aleister like resetting his finger.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's gross. Surely you're not allowed to do that, Pete Dunne.
What,
Surely.
break someone's finger?
I guess.
I don't see why not. Why can't you just break someone's
guess
finger?
not. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Man,
I guess
good thing you don't make the rules, hey Graham. Those Pete Dunne be out of job. You want to take a man's job away? You ever think about that? He's got rent to pay.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. You are for taking Pete Dunne's finger breaking rule.
I would never try to unemploy the bruiserweight.
Okay, good. You heard it here.
Aleister Black eliminates Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that was crazy. With the black mass, doesn't he kick him?
Yeah.
Does the black mass is the coolest move. It's just a spin kick, but
he's really
cool-
big, so it looks cool.
yeah, it looks really cool.
So yeah, Dean Ambrose, I figured he'd be in this for longer.
Nope.
Number 22, Shelton Benjamin. Still just really good.
Now I can talk about it. Michael Cole, Apollo Crews gets eliminated. Michael Cole calls Apollo Crews Shelton Benjamin. Yeah, 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 yeah. Michael.
See, this is like there's like a joke, an ongoing joke on the wrestling subreddit on Squared Circle, basically that like Vince McMahon, noted not particularly sensitive to race issues.
You don't say.
Yeah, basically when Apollo Crews,
We'll rehire Hogan.
yeah,
You don't say.
that basically that he can't tell Shelton, Apollo Crews, or Bobby Lashley apart, right?
Yeah.
And it's not a great joke, but it's an ongoing thing. And so yeah, whenever someone's like, like something Apollo Crews, someone will be like extremely Vince McMahon voice. Oh, you mean Shelton Benjamin? Blah, blah, blah. So the fact that actually happened is super embarrassing.
Yeah, it was real awkward on commentary.
I bet Michael Cole feels like shit.
Yeah, he probably does. I mean, it was a mistake. But
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. It was just because Michael E's like, oh, you fucked up. you have made a boo-boo. Time to backpedal.
Mustafa Ali eliminates Samoa Joe.
Yeah. That was great, too. Good story building. They'll probably have a match on the pre-show at WrestleMania. Is what I'm assuming that it's building towards.
Samoa Joe is so angry at ringside. Mustafa Ali's like laughing or looking really happy and smiling, and Joe's just
I told you.
Just points at him, and I'm like, boy, I would never want to see Samoa Joe angrily point at me like that.
Nope. I did once. That's why I had to move to Victoria.
Well, we're glad to have you. What was Samoa Joe doing in L'Orange?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Number 23, Baron Corbin.
Another time.
Baron Corbin. I forgot about his cool like zippy around the ring post thing.
Yeah.
So
how good was it when it looked like Baron Corbin was entering and he took off a black dress shirt to reveal? It was just his vest.
Like I'm glad that wasn't just me, but it looked like he was taking off his black dress shirt
to reveal another black dress shirt underneath. Man, I cracked up so hard.
I did the same thing. I was like, did this just happen? And someone else was like, no, it was a vest. I was like, okay,
it's just a vest, but it looked like it was like a black dress shirt, and he's like, all right, time to wrestle. And then it was just like, if I just pulled this shirt off and there was another identical shirt just underneath, I was like, I'm in my wrestling gear. It was so good. I love wrestling. Fuck, I love wrestling.
Me too.
Oh, it's so
he
great.
runs into the ring and immediately does like scoops past Rollins, like down, out, around, and back up again. And Rollins is like, wait, where did Corbin go?
Baba Yaga. It's like, he's the man you sent to kill the fucking boogeyman. I love that. Yeah, Baron Corbin, I forgot that he did that.
Yeah.
That was a cool little thing he did.
Corbin eliminates Apollo Crews.
Remember when Baron Corbin wrestled Austin Aries for that takeover?
Oh, yeah.
Man, that was when we had Skullet Baron Corbin, too.
Yeah.
Oof.
I like the new look.
Yeah.
Number 24, Jeff Hardy.
Every time you say that, all I can think of is the Botchamania. And
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Harvey.
Jeff's wearing a very weird, like very shiny, like sort of like red and white almost.
I thought it was just his
shirt.
skin. At first, I was like, Jeff's looking kind of weird tonight.
What do you think was wrong with him?
I don't know. I didn't think it was a shirt, though.
It didn't look great. Yeah, but whatever.
He looks like a slab of meat.
So yeah, they had some
meat.
They had some good back and forth. This is when Dunn does the breaks Aleister Black's thing.
Fingers like this.
And Baron Corbin eliminates Aleister Black. Yep. And then
I love how Baron Corbin was the one to eliminate indie darling Aleister Black. I thought that was a nice touch.
And then McIntyre hits a Claymore kick on Pete Dunne and eliminates him.
Murders Pete Dunne.
Did McIntyre and Pete Dunne have history in the Indies?
I don't know. Probably. They probably wrestled.
Number 5, Booyaka. It's Rey Mysterio.
Booyaka, 619.
Usually number 30 spot, but no, number 25 is Rey Mysterio.
Ooh, Graham.
Can you imagine?
Graham coming at you at the number 30 Rey Mysterio spot.
So Andrade and Rey Mysterio start getting into it because, of course, like I said, they had a bunch of history there. Number 26, Bobby Lashley, Intercontinental Champion Bobby Lashley. Into the ring, gives Rollins a belly-to-belly, and immediately gets eliminated.
This felt like a mistake. Like, it felt like somebody screwed up, right?
Right?
That's what it felt like.
Yeah. I was very confused. And he's mad about it and pulls Rollins out of the ring, hits a belly-to-belly on the floor.
Yep.
Leo Rush clears off the announcer's table. Oh, Bobby Lashley's a heel now, by the way, in case what's about to happen.
He's also the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, I mentioned that, but in case what's about to happen isn't clear, he's a bad guy. Because Leo Rush clears off the announce tables, and Lashley gives Rollins a spine buster through the commentary table.
Yep. Oof. And that moment I knew Seth Rollins for sure was winning the Royal Rumble.
Basically, right? It's like, oh, well.
Oh. Yeah.
Number 27, Braun Strowman, who they were like, well, John Cena's not going to be in the match, but luckily Braun Strowman will be.
Man, I mean this in the nicest way possible, but I don't give a fuck about Braun Strowman's character.
I like watching him throw things and flip things.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's kind of boring, to me anyway.
I like him.
Okay, fair enough.
Except for
respect your...
Except for his right nipple that always craves the spotlight. He's got that. His singlet.
Yeah.
Always, every single time, it slips and his one nipple pokes out. Every time. Constantly. It's just like, get a thing that fits. Or ask some of the women for some double stick tape. Like Becky was adjusting herself all night long.
That's funny.
You won't be able to
nipple craves the spot. Let me out, Braun. It's like, no, get back in there.
You won't be able to unsee it now.
Let me out. Yeah, now I'm never.
Why does his nipple sound like Vince?
Let me out, Braun. I gotta wrestle. It'll be great. My nipple will pop out. Everyone loves nipples. Nipples are funny.
Get me a beef wrap.
Give me-
You mean a burrito? What's a burrito? Strowman eliminates Baron Corbin.
Yep.
Because they have beef,
Yep.
but not in a wrap. They just
Not in a wrap.
they have a disagreement.
What's a
Strowman
burrito?
concentrates on
Don't get
Shelton
sick.
Benjamin, eliminates Shelton Benjamin.
Yep.
Strowman attacks Jeff Hardy, eliminates Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy.
Number 28. Wait a minute. It's Dolph Ziggler.
Yay! He was lying.
Dolph Ziggler, of all people, lying on Twitter to mess with the fans? This is something Dolph Ziggler does frequently.
He lied to us.
When Dolph Ziggler was like, I won't be at the Royal... When he tweeted, I won't be at the Royal Rumble, the general reaction was, oh, so you're definitely in the Royal Rumble then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He comes in super kicks Drew McIntyre and eliminates him. I thought Drew McIntyre was going to be one of the last people in this match. I thought he had a shot
I'm
to
assuming
win.
they're going to have a match at WrestleMania.
I assume so. Number 29, Randall Keith Orton.
Do you know how long it took me to figure out that you were just spelling RKO? Do you know how long? An embarrassing amount
That's
of
why
time.
it's called the RKO.
I know, but it's just like Randall. I love Randall.
Yeah.
First of all, Randall, I need you to get into the ring right now.
Randall
Unless you
Keith
say my
Orton.
full name, Randall Keith Orton. It's kind of like Candyman. If you say Randall Keith Orton in a mirror 3 times, he'll appear and RKO you.
Remind me not to do that.
Well, how often are you going to do it?
RKO out of the Shadow Realm.
RKO to the land of wind and ghosts.
And of course, number 30, as we knew, R-Truth.
Yep.
He makes his entrance, starts doing his what's up. You know, everybody in the crowd, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Well, what's up is suddenly Nia Jax appears at the entrance ramp, throws R-Truth into the LED wall,
Yeah.
and starts walking to the ring.
Yep.
And we're like, wait, huh? What's going on here? She didn't have to talk to Finlay or anybody. She just attacked R-Truth and was like, great, you're unconscious. I'm taking your Rumble spot.
I'm glad.
Number 30 in the Men's Rumble, Nia Jax.
I'm glad that the Royal Rumble has kept up the strong tradition of giving us like a disappointing number 30 entrant in a Samoan.
I wouldn't even call it disappointing
No,
because
it
I
wasn't
was like,
disappointing. I just wanted to make that joke.
no, that's a good joke. Good joke.
Yeah. So like 2 years ago, Graham and I were at the Royal Rumble in San
Yeah.
Antonio. And I wish there was a camera on us because, man, we were like, number 30, who's it going to be? Because Roman Reigns had a match that night.
Yeah.
And we're like, it's not Roman. We know it's not Roman. And we're like, Finn Balor, something, 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 something,
Yep.
something, something. What's the wee 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 wee?
That's the start, the bit at the beginning. It plays like a dun-dun, dun-dun. Am I thinking of someone else's
You're
music?
thinking of someone else's music.
Whose music am I thinking of?
I don't know, but it's not. Roman's just hard starts
Oh.
to the dan dan. It's the Shield music.
Oh yeah, wait, who am I thinking of?
I don't know. You're not thinking of Roman though.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, but anyway, yeah, I wish there was a camera on me and Graham because, whew, boy.
I'm sure someone-
Everyone else was standing, like in our section was like standing, like yeah, we're just like slumped.
Oh, I was doing Brock Lesnar's music.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was doing.
Right.
Yeah. And
That's how I
yeah.
think the entrance.
Right.
Is. Okay. Anyway.
Banner.
So anyway, Nia Jax
Banner.
enters, which is cool.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of really cool moments that happen.
Yeah, so very quickly, she eliminates Mustafa Ali. Well, okay, so first of all, she's only the 4th woman to ever enter the Men's Rumble.
Yeah.
Formerly just the Royal Rumble, but now for the last 2 years, the Men's Rumble. Chyna was the first one. Also, Beth Phoenix and Karma,
Yeah.
aka Awesome Kong, entered the Rumble. And if I recall correctly, Steve Austin eliminated Chyna.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how the other eliminations went down, but
I don't know.
there was very little sort of back and forth. Like it was, there were very quick things. There wasn't a lot of offense. Certainly not towards the women, right? So Nia gets in the ring. Mustafa Ali, he's a good guy, right? He's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, so I'm gonna, and then she just headbutts him, gives him a Samoan drop, and throws him out of the ring.
That was pretty great.
So Randy is like,
dude, this is my favorite moment.
he's like, should I try? I think I should try for the RKO. But he sort of hesitates, and she turns around and sees him like in the I'm about to RKO you position, and he's like,
hey.
And so she knocks Randy over into like being hung up on the second rope, which is the position for Rey Mysterio's 619 move. And so she looks over at Rey and she's like, here you go. Do the 619.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I guess I'm going to do it. Runs against the ropes to power up for the 619, and she steps in the way, picks him up, and slams him.
Yeah.
And at that point, they were like, okay, here's the thing. Men and women fighting one another is difficult, right? It is a difficult subject.
Yeah.
It is. It's been in wrestling for a long time. They used to use it, even in the WWE. They used to use it as like a thing to make people into bad guys. When you had men beating the crap out of women, it was always been presented as a bad thing. And then in recent years, they've just never done it at all.
Yeah,
right? Like,
like in mixed tags, like if you get tagged, you automatically are tagged, like your opponent is tagged in kind of thing.
Yeah, you had Roman accidentally spearing Steph a couple years ago at WrestleMania.
Yep.
You had the Ronda Rousey WrestleMania match where she was like, I want to fight. I want to fight Triple H. But there hasn't been a lot of people intentionally attacking, or men intentionally attacking women, because there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
I think they handled this very well, honestly. Because the general sort of sense from the men in the ring was like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. Nia attacks them, like beats the shit out of someone, and then they're like, okay, I guess we're doing this. All right. It's like she's made it clear that she knows exactly what she's getting into, so yep, I guess we're doing it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she steps in the way, picks up Rey, and throws him. And so, she picks him up, rather, and Dolph Ziggler, of all people, is like...
super kicks her.
Okay, so he just super kicks her in the face while she's holding Rey Mysterio.
Oh, I love this whole section. I thought it was really well
done. And Ziggler's like, do the thing. So Rey Mysterio drop kicks her in the leg, hangs her up for a 619. He hits her with a 619. She stumbles back from that. And then Randy hits her with an RKO.
Yep.
And she sells the moves like death, and then they manage to get her over the top rope and out of the ring. And it's like, yeah, all right. You know what? That worked.
Yeah.
It didn't make anyone look bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like it didn't make anyone look like it didn't make anyone look better or worse or weaker or stronger in any ways that didn't make sense,
yeah, it was
right?
fine.
Like,
yeah, it just all made sense, and it's cool. I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
I thought I would hate it. Like when I saw Nia come out,
I
was like, I'm not gonna like this.
Oh my god, this is gonna be bad.
I'm not gonna like this at all. And then when Randy was sneaking up behind her, I was like, oh, okay, I like this. Yeah, this is, because Randy, the fucking, like that piece of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's just like, he's always trying to sneak up on people and stuff. And I was like, oh, Randy's gonna RKO her. Okay.
I also liked how Mustafa Ali, who's quite young and new, was like, I don't really, am I supposed to be doing anything? And then get thrown out. And it's people who've been around for a while, like Ziggler, Rey Mysterio, and Orton, specifically people whose stock with the audience can afford to take a hit if someone has a problem with it.
Yeah.
Are the people that actually got physical with Nia.
Yeah, that's smart.
That it's not like they're gonna ruin somebody by doing that, right? It's like everyone's
I never
like,
thought about it like that. But yeah.
I assume that was intentional. You know, it's like, who can we actually get away with attacking her in case this goes badly?
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, like I said, that could have been handled very poorly, and honestly, it was kind of a lot of fun. Orton hits Mysterio with an RKO, throws him over the top rope, and then Andrade eliminates Orton.
Yep.
What?
So the commentary likes to give off that Andrade and Ziggler were the last two left, but no, we both know Braun Strowman went through the middle rope earlier in the match, so he's still floating around. Also, Seth Rollins is laying 3 feet from you, commentary team.
Yeah, he's on your table.
Yeah.
So yes, Andrade, Cien Almas, I'm going to say it, even if they won't.
You say it.
Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins, and Braun Strowman are the final 4 in the men's Rumble. Strowman eliminates Andrade after the 2 of them try to take down Strowman. And Rollins gets back in. They try to eliminate Strowman because you sort of all have to team up on the big guy.
That's the way it works. It's just wrestling logic.
Yeah.
It's like how if you do a move on the apron, it's like 300% more damage. Mm-hmm. If the biggest person needs to be ganged up on in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Strowman knocks Ziggler. So Ziggler and Rollins are trying to eliminate Strowman. He knocks them both over the top rope, and they're hanging on. Like they managed to both hang on. And then Strowman bounces off the far ropes and comes back to run into them. Seth sees this happening and jumps to the turnbuckle. Yeah. And Ziggler doesn't see it happening and gets knocked off. So now it's down to just Rollins and Strowman. Rollins pulls Strowman through to where he is, which is outside the ropes, which is a very dangerous place for either of them to be.
Never want to be there.
They get into a fight. They somehow hold on. He gets Strowman down onto one knee and does the curb stomp on the apron.
300% damage. I'm surprised Braun Strowman didn't just fucking explode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm surprised he didn't not feel so good and just...
It was like a Thanos finger snap.
Just gone.
I don't feel so good.
So Seth Rollins is your winner.
Yep.
Seth Rollins will be going to WrestleMania.
To the surprise of no one.
To challenge, presumably,
Bork Lesnar. And beat him.
In some long-term booking.
Could you imagine if Seth loses to Brock Lesnar and we have to get another year?
What a waste of storytelling that would be, right? Yeah. That would be so... I mean, I wouldn't put it past
bring up Roman's leukemia?
Oh, God. I hope not. I mean, I'd believe it, but I hope not.
I'm going to do it for Roman.
They'll have him in the audience with like on an IV drip.
Oh my God.
And he'll come in from behind and hit somebody with a big pole.
Wrestling. The aristocrats.
Oh my gosh. So,
yeah.
That
was fun. I like that show.
That was fun, yeah. Like I said, I think I preferred... Yeah.
Oh, the Women's Rumble was definitely better.
Yeah, talking about it now, like you said, there was a lot of just sort of like into a thing, get out, into a thing, get out. It was just a very quick turnover in the men's match.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, it was definitely one of those ones where it's like, this is kind of Rollins' Rumble to lose, because it just sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, the women's match just had a lot more interesting stuff going on. A lot more interesting character interaction stuff. Not that there wasn't any in the men's, just there was more in the women's match. And the undercard matches, I quite enjoyed. I think you got more out of the Styles-Bryan match than I did.
Match,
again, for me, it was just the length.
I know
and
it's not for
on the
everyone.
card.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
and
know
that's cool.
that type of match is definitely not 90% of the population's cup of tea.
Yeah, and yet I thought the Lesnar Balor match was going to be crap, and it was very entertaining.
I had a feeling it was going to be good. Because, I mean, like, Bryan and Brock Lesnar was really good. AJ, it seems like Brock works better with, like, smaller people that like to, like, kind of wrestle.
People he can throw further.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's it was a good show, and I'm so happy to be back talking about it.
We're back here.
Oh,
I
finally.
haven't talked about wrestling in so long.
We're here.
We're back, baby.
Baby.
The kids are back.
Yeah, very excited. Happy to be here and talking about this. And we will be back for, I guess that next paper.
February 17th is
That's the next one?
Chamber. Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll be talking about that.
On the 18th.
We'll be talking about it on the 18th, and you'll hear it a couple days after that. Yeah. So that is going to do it for this episode. Thanks so much for joining us for the Royal Rumble 2019.
Yep.
I'm Graham. You can catch me on Twitter if you want to chat or have any questions. I'm at Graham_LRR.
Yeah. And I can be found on Twitter at WakeUpSuper.
Mm-hmm. Also, you are on Twitch.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Seabats, SEABATS.
And of course, we're on Twitch, Loading Ready Run, obviously. Yep. And this show and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun. Shoutouts to Beej for sitting here the whole time.
Yeah,
really
Beej,
appreciate
thanks.
it. Shoutouts to Ben for doing all the wonderful editing work on this episode, making us sound so nice.
Thanks, Ben.
And thank you for watching, and we will and for your patience for a new episode.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you after the Elimination Chamber next time.
Bye.
Bye.